You know, I think the whole stream should just be that. Honestly, such a fucking banger song. I listen to that shit on loop in my free time. New Liam video by Morale. Ooh, sounds good. Sounds good. Good stuff happening here. Okay, how are you yawning when nothing is fucking. The stream hasn't even started yet? There's nothing you could be bored of. Okay? Maybe you're bored that I. Should I take that as a compliment? Are you like bored that I haven't gone live? Hold on. So yeah, I kind of fucked up my face shaving, so just be warned about that. What's up, people? It'd be so cool if you debated Medicare. Debated him on what? Just waiting for Diorio like everyone else. Trust me, nobody here is waiting for Diorio. But to start things off, hold on. One sec, guys. You may be in for Kino. Hold on. Go full screen face cam. Okay. Can we... You want a live shave review? Wait, guys, one sec. Hold up. Is he running? I had some fucking Kino plan, and this guy's running. $5 from Puddlesucker. Free me. Free you from where? Benzin with the 2. It'd be so cool. I already read that. Soul Skibbity with the 5. Getting sued. Your ancestry allows you to know all the big nose rich lawyers. You'll be fine, 80. Thank you. $2 from Benzin. You forgot to link it. Well, hopefully one of the Jannies is on that. Oh, he went offline. Why am I running from Parry? Is Parry live? All right, this is your full screen face cam. What's up, people? What's up? How's it going? You missed... Okay, this is weird. You missed my dono. I just read your dono. Thank you, though. I just read your dono. So to get things started off here, can we normalize calling you 80 poo? Gross, turn it off? Okay, tough crowd. Holy shit, tough crowd. 80 the holy... Oh, Aiden. You said Aiden. I don't know why I had 80 in my mind because this fucking chat is like psyoping me by calling me that. Aiden, the holy war is upon us. Did you release a new video? Let's check it out. Morale. Okay, I don't want to watch this guy. Oh, is it on Morale Live? Where'd you release it? Stop calling me 80, okay? You had it in my fucking... It was in my mind, and I accidentally said it. 80 does not go hard. I haven't been called that shit since I was like a little kid. I called Aiden and he didn't answer. Why are you... What are you calling me about? Hello?
What's up, man?
You're calling me. What's up?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be your co-host today, all right?
Nope. All right. So where's this Loam video that everyone's talking about? I just can't wait to dig into it, man. Just can't wait to fucking dig into it. I know that somebody else had posted a lyrics video. I think it was put in topic suggestions, so let's check that out. Okay, it might not be. Okay, it might be here, and they didn't put it in topic suggestions. Liam Donovan. It was like a video called like Liam Donovan is ruining. Is ruining. Where is it, bro?
Now, Brad Taste.
No, I'm not watching a VOD of a VOD. Okay. Oh, Dan Frampton. Okay, Dan Frampton. Let's check this out. Did he change the name of it?
YouTube.
Okay, so apparently, okay, got it. So apparently the OG title was Liam Donovan is ruining everything. I agree, by the way, completely. So already W to this guy, right? But this is the same video, right? Why won't you support your buddy Morale? Because why am I going to watch a reaction to a reaction of a reaction to a reaction that I'm reacting to?
.com.
Looks like flamenco shade. True. True. So fucking true. $2 from Soul Skibbity. Yawn. Well, bro, maybe fucking smoke some meth. You might be narcoleptic.
Used to be a rich and lush space for alternative music conversation on the internet.
True.
Dating all the way back to YouTube's inception, there's always been punks and scene kids yapping about whatever on the internet right here on YouTube.com. And over the last couple of years, there were some
Aiden, this video is boring. Skip it. I'll determine that for myself, but thank you.
Really prominent voices in the space, which created a large audience for other creators to kind of find a way to appeal to as well. But now, as we sit halfway through 2025, two of the biggest names in the space have gone kaput, and so have all the audience with them, and then all—
So I assume he's talking about Brad Taste and like someone else? I don't know, did Anthony Fantano quit? Like, I don't really keep up with music YouTube at all, okay? The only context I've ever kept up with, like, the music review channels is, like, to track Loam's progress, venturing into uncharted territory, going from an edgy commentary YouTuber to our wholesome little music reviewer. Look at the video's comments. I remember Liam when he was the drama commentary YouTuber Lyrics. Seems like only yesterday when he was on the Mama Max Destruction stream with Nicholas Diorio and the rest of the commentary community. I only remember Liam/Lyrics because of Turkey Tom's girlfriend cheating on Tom with him. Lamafau. True?
all the channels that surrounded these big channels are starting to wither and die out all around them.
And reminder, everyone, including me, got orders, and this is one of my biggest regrets, okay? Criticize me for this, Tommy, even though you and everyone else did the same thing. My biggest regret was sweeping for Loam and Kai and Tom, okay? It was public at that point. It's like, how am I not going to talk about it, right? Just because someone's my friend, I shouldn't. I was friends with both of the two parties here. Very, very shameful to not talk about that.
And I know.
You shut it down. I made a mistake, okay? I made a mistake. I got orders from above. I was still mind raped by the cabal, okay? And this was like a year and a half ago. And it is one of my biggest regrets. Truly.
I'm one of them, but I'm not the only one. I'm not dumb. I'm not blind. I can look, I can see, and I can deduce. And today, me and you, audience, we're going to take a look at YouTube.com's dying alternative music culture, and I'm going to show you what we got to choose from out there. The scraps are pretty poor, not going to lie. But before we dive into all of that debauchery, hey, hi, hello, I am the satirical miracle, the planet's most entertaining human being. I am the ruthless gatekeeper known as Dan Frampton, and this is my main—
Okay, this guy seems like a 40-something-year-old having like a midlife crisis, trying to be like young, cool, and hip. You know, I'll be generous, maybe mid to late 30s. I mean, I guess he could be. What age is this guy? He could be several. He could be he could be anywhere from his late 20s to early 40s. I don't know, but he seems like he's trying to like be like a cool kid, fit in with the fucking kids. Got the backwards hat on. Hold on. Liam.
replaced one
Liam. All right, let's look.
money-hungry grifter with another. But this guy's not doing anything like research or writing or putting anything like that. This guy, his name is Liam Donovan. And this guy over here, Liam Donovan, he's not who you think he is.
He's not. He's not.
He's not who he says he is.
True.
I'm going to expose Liam Donovan right now for the fraud, for the phony, for the absolute scamming grifter that he is over here. He's pulled in 123,000 subscribers.
Look, I make fun of old people a lot, guys. There's nothing wrong with getting old, but it's like style. Make your stylistic choices match your age, you know? You could dress kind of smart when you're in your 30s. I don't know. I'm going to be wearing like cashmere, like black fucking or beige coats with a turtleneck sweater, you know? Have sunglasses on, smoking a cigarette. You know, it's stylistic choices, people.
Literally no time getting 140,000
I mean, this guy's dressed like a high schooler.
views, 111,000 views, 923,000 views, 767.
And it's like, why are you wearing... I never got the point of a backwards hat. Like, first of all, that's like insanely like 90s coded. Second of all, like, what's the point of it? It's not serving any function. You could say it's a stylistic choice, but if it's a stylistic choice, it's fucking out of date. So what's the point? It's like very forced.
1,000 views, 739,000 views. Who is this guy? Where did this guy come from? Well, I'll show you this guy. This guy is not Liam Donovan. This guy is a guy known as Lurix, okay? Lurix was a drama YouTuber from just a couple years ago.
To hide his bald head? Why not? If he wanted to hide his bald head, why doesn't he just like wear a beanie or like a wig? This is obviously not to hide his bald head. You could see it.
Earlier this year, actually, okay? Lurix was out there in like 2020 trying to join the commentary community.
True, very true. Great points. Great points.
He made it into the commentary community. Then the commentary community was like, "Hey, you kind of like weird anime stuff, so we're not gonna let you into the community
True. Weird anime stuff. So fucking true. That's putting it lightly.
right now." Then he left for a bit, and he came back as kind of like a streamer type guy.
Lolicon Liam, folks. Lolicon Liam. He just likes young, short. Hold on. Give me one sec here, guys. I just got... What the fuck? Hold on. Give me one sec. Whoa. Okay. Sorry, guys. Bit of an alarming situation. Okay.
Guy doing streams under this whole Lurix account over here because people weren't pronouncing his name correctly. So he's like, no, I'm going to change the name. It's spelled, and I'm going to have this fucking stream channel or whatever. And in this stream channel, he made it an effort to go after Brad Taste in Music.
True.
Now, Brad Taste in Music is a whole drama saga onto its own. I still can't believe what happened to Brad Taste happened to Brad Taste because Brad Taste in Music really should be a
Yeah, somebody just sent me a photo from like of my... Dude, why are my eyes so fucking red? It's probably because I haven't slept. But yeah, somebody just like sent me a photo of my front door, and they said, knock knock 80.
topic in today's video. He really should be one of these music YouTubers that I'm like, hey, this is one of the guys that's doing the thing. But Brad Taste in Music had one of the biggest falls from grace last year on YouTube, and Liam Donovan was right there to make fun of him, right there to criticize him, right there around every corner, okay? And to be fair, the drama was just happening. Everybody was kind of talking about the Brad Taste in Music kind of thing. But what Brad Taste in Music did was basically he listened to music on stream and he told you what he thought about it. It was a pretty easy little format to do. Now,
What I never understood about these like music review channels is like, do you need like any? I mean, it's just like why listen to why listen to what a guy thinks about music? Okay, I never understood like the premise of this, right? If it's like you want to find like new recommendations for things to listen to, that makes like total sense. But it's like everyone has opinions on music. These people are just like filming it. Like, what exactly is it? What is the appeal here? Who is this appealing to? Like, I don't understand.
Lyrics, going by the name Liam Donovan, is doing exactly that. He stole the gimmick of the guy he was the most critical of. Brad Taste from Music was riding high until guys like Lyrics were crashing him down, okay? So once he crashed down, Brad Taste lost his house. Brad Taste lost his girlfriend. Brad Taste had to go to rehab. Brad Taste moved back in with his mom. Brad Taste was on a downward spiral, and what did Liam Donovan do? Swooped in and picked up the crumbs. He was like, the guy that I destroyed in theory, well, I'm just...
Okay, so this is the other thing, right? I don't believe in this conspiracy that there was a conceited effort on Liam's part to get Brad out so he could come in, because at the end of the day, right, anyone can have a subjective opinion on music, and it's not like there's like it's not like because one person is giving their opinion, you're not going to get any audience from giving your opinion. If anything, you might like play off of each other's audiences, etc., etc. Like, he just was doing commentary. Brad was crashing out, so he commentated on that, but he's always been interested in music. Like, you could tell this was always, like, the path he wanted to go down, right? Very, like, conspiratorial here. It's, like, it's not... It's such a broad... I don't know, it's like art YouTube or something. Like, it's like... Or painting YouTube. It's like, just because you, like, make fun of, like, one painter on YouTube and then come in and make your own painting... It's like... It's totally subjective from person to person. So it's not like you need person A to leave for you to come in.
Gonna be him now. I'm gonna skinwalk as Brad Taste in Music. I'm gonna change my name completely. I'm gonna go by Liam Donovan. And I'm gonna go out there, not know who any of these bands are. And basically what he does...
That's his name.
...is he goes to his community tab...
What? How is that? How is using his name, skinwalk... Like, if he picked a name like Liam's Thoughts, or Liam's Review, or... Like, he's just using his name. He's not... I don't understand the point. There, he made a new channel to cover music, and he's using his name. He totally rebranded. He's... Okay. What... When you're making a new channel in a new genre of content where you want to obtain a new audience, and you're leaving the old channel up, why would you then go and use the same name as the old fucking channel? That's a retarded point. Of course you're gonna change the channel name.
Puts video prompts. He's like, oh, I put a
He invaded the space. Okay, you people are like Trump talking about Mexicans here. Like,
video prompt out.
let's calm down. There's no invading.
And basically what that is he's asking his audience to come up with the concept of his videos for him. Lyrics, or Liam Donovan, whatever his fucking name is, doesn't do anything. Doesn't do any writing, doesn't do any critical analysis, doesn't know any bands that actually matter in the scene. The guy has like a Nirvana poster. The guy has like a My Chemical Romance poster.
True. Lyric sits there. This guy's such a fucking... I hate this, dude. People like denigrate you if you happen to they think you're like a poser if you just happen to like the most popular like songs from a band. No, that just means you're authentic. You don't give a fuck who else is listening to a song. You hear it, you like it. And that's like as authentic as it gets, right? The posers are the people who purposefully pick the most like niche like shit from a fucking band's disc choreography to claim as their favorite, so they can look like real ones, real genuine fans. And like, to be honest, yeah, like a band's less popular shit. No, like I like there are bands I like some of their more popular stuff, and then I go through their like less popular disc choreography, and I'm like, this doesn't really sound that good. This isn't really that appealing to me.
For you, Lyrics. Good for you, Liam.
Okay, but you're saying this as a Lizzo fan? So fucking true. Lizzo's my queen. My queen. Wait, I just got a donation that got, like, cut off. Hold on. Juicy Dog with the $10. Review Patty Cake by Kodak, but I don't do music streams, bro. Sorry. Appreciate the dono, though. And before you say scammed, no, as I've prefaced before, just because you give me money and tell me to do something, if I didn't explicitly state, give me money and I'll do this, I'm not just going to do it because you gave me money to do it. Okay, so I don't need a million scammed.
Donovan, what is your even real name over here, buddy?
Oh, there we go. There we have it.
I have no idea. Cringiest Lyrics. Disney stars. Look at these thumbnails.
You didn't say this before. If you give me $10 fucking right now and tell me to start jerking it on stream, just because I didn't preface that I'm not going to jerk it if you give me fucking money, doesn't mean I've scammed you.
It wasn't even supposed to happen, okay? He was just doing these drops.
Should refund? That no. Fuck that shit, bro. Fuck that shit.
Streams and then listening to music on the side. It's like, oh, wow, you're just doing
It's just one song, bro. I'm not a music channel. I don't do fucking music reviews.
Brad Taste and music stuff the moment after you're done
You want to go call your credit card company to get your $10 back, brokey? Go fucking do it.
ripping Brad Taste
I
apart.
appreciate the money. If you want it back, that's your problem. Go do it on your end.
And Brad Taste actually was authentic. Brad Taste was actually enjoying
$2 from Soul Skibbity, stand up.
the
Thanks.
music. For this guy over here, this Liam Donovan, it always seemed like extra and performative and weird. But that's who the algorithm decided is the new golden goose of music commentary YouTube, Liam Donovan. He's a fraud. He's a phony. He's not who he says he is. He's lying to you. And I was warning everybody for years about Finn McKenty. I was like, you better watch out for this guy. This guy's not good. I'm saying the same thing about
Jerk on stream now or refund? Good one.
Liam Donovan. His heart's not in it. There's no passion. There's no knowledge. He's an empty shell, and he's just here as long as the numbers are. And his recommended hasn't been benefiting me whatsoever. So it's time to go after him. Let the critiques begin. Mark this down as video number 1 of the Ruthless Geekkeeper versus Liam Donovan, aka Larix. And full transparency, you know, back in the day, I thought Larix had potential as a commentary YouTuber, and I also criticized Brad Taste in music. But I didn't just like rip off his entire gimmick and then start skinwalking as him.
Wait, I'm sorry. What is his entire gimmick? The gimmick of listening to and talking about music? I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. It's like Bobby claiming, like, Internet Versus, like, stole his shit. Reading a social media platform? It's like, no, this is, like, it's something anybody could fucking do. Aiden, I am getting bored now. Is that my problem? No. Not really.
So it might be a little bit different. So that's the abysmal YouTube music scene right now. As much as I hate to see it, I'm still here. I'm going nowhere. In fact, I'm ramping up production. If you've seen my last couple of videos.
Okay, nobody gives a fuck. That's it? That's the big loam drama, bro? Shut up and just play the music. Nope. This is a low blow. So I made a tweet saying, why is it that despite being proven to be a verifiable liar, who's completely exposed himself as a snake, and someone unwilling to handle criticism or confrontation, large members of the commentary community continue to stand by Tommy C? Very disheartening stuff. And Diorio replies with, maybe you should grow, get more viewers, and be the change you want to see in the world. What does that even mean? Leaking? There's nothing I'm leaking. People added me to this. The confusing opinion 10 minutes ago said this, and on June 24th, Critical Shogun sent a photo. Oh my god! But what is this dog shit fucking reply? Dude, you all are such pussies, dude. You're all total pussies, okay? Make fun of my viewership all you want, Unk. Haha, I'm owned. But I have to fucking start. Well, I'm not really well, I'm starting in the live stream game. I mean, I played around with it a year ago, but the reply is fine. Okay, how about this? You clearly don't disagree with anything. You just want to get me to react to your comment. So, you're out, and then I'll untime you out when you actually call in to articulate your disagreement. Thank you. Alright, where were we? Ah, yes. Ah, yes. What is Diorio's fucking problem? What is Willie Mac's fucking problem? Why are these people... You can't, on one hand, make fun of my viewership, and then on the other hand, be the guy that's putting Tommy C on fucking life support. Okay? My reputation is not hinging upon you rating me. You haven't rated me in months. I don't need you to prop me up and keep me on fucking life support. Half of Tommy's chat is literally just people who are telling him to fucking log off and quit. This is like so I don't get it, man. I honestly don't get I don't like to do guilt by association. I really don't. But on one hand, On one hand, okay. So are they compromised, Willie and... Yes, they are compromised. Absolutely, yes. Yeah, they're compromised. 150%. I consider Nick a friend. Willie, not really. No, not at this point. I don't know if we've been like acquaintances but no, I mean, I did not like the argument that Diorio made about J-Stock the other day. I thought it was like totally retarded. And I think that I think that these people are just like super incestuous. They'll prop each other up, like regardless of like the faults that they're making, right? And this was like the old way of doing things. And this was kind of like, you know, why I liked the entrance of Chud and Queeman into the community, because like, I don't know, if Queeman was doing some stupid shit and it was like worth talking about on stream, Chud would call him on it, right? There was no sweeping involved. And like, this is just like, if you have not spoken on the fact that Tommy C has verifiably lied about me, he's lied about the situation regarding Chud, and he's probably lied about a whole lot more. I'd have to sit through hours of VODs. He's gotten his coverage blatantly wrong and refused to fucking concede. He even leaked your own private communications, Nick, to the public in his crusade against Chud. If you just don't want to address any of that, like, if he's not going to address any of that, then you shouldn't prop him up until he fucking does. This guy's doing all this, and he's a total pussy that, like, can't handle any scrutiny on a platform or in an environment where he doesn't have complete and total control over it. To even fucking have a chance to criticize him, you have to join a VC where his fucking retarded lobotomized co-host, Vault, is, like, interrupting you or trying to make points on his behalf, points that are, like, really bad. And if you get too aggressive, you'll just get fucking removed from the call. Diorio is about to stream. Say goodbye to viewers. They're going to Queeman or Diorio. I don't give a fuck. But thank you. Banned for life. Do I have any mods here, bro? Fence sitting on the I'm not fence sitting on the Willie Mack bridge. I think Willie Mack is like very fucking disingenuous. I think Willie Mack is like super fucking disingenuous. I think he, like, he's like so spiteful of J-Stock. He's entertaining like retarded fucking points. And now he's sitting here. I mean, this is ridiculous, bro. This is fucking ridiculous. Dude, if you go here. Okay, if there was one stream where I kind of needed your guys' support, it would probably be this one, okay? I get it. It's funny to make me crash out, whatever. But I'm facing a far greater threat than myself, okay? Affirm your loyalty or die. It's very simple. Destiny comments on the J-Stock accusations. I can't believe J-Stock would do this, shaking my head. So he's just like, he's complete, like, he's totally bought and paid for by DGG, okay? There's, like, I don't understand.
Logistical rape machine? I just am surprised that he would openly, shamelessly engage in rape after arguing for months that apparently any sexual interaction with a deeply mentally unwell person counted as rape.
This is a lie. Destiny is lying here. I will eat my fucking words if you can find a single clip of J-Stock ever fucking making this point. Because he didn't. He didn't make this point. It's a stupid point. It's an indefensible point. And he didn't make it. If anything, the only point that I think could be remotely interpreted as anything along these lines was when J-Stock or Queeman would argue that Destiny demonstrated a pattern of behavior of going for mentally ill girls and like sometimes using their mental illness against them, like with Anna and her fucking OCD about like being liked amongst the community and fixing her reputation, and he would like bring them on his streams and like humiliate them and like repeat the cycle, right? So the criticism never was, I disagreed with the foremost use of the term e-rape or whatever the fuck, right? But nobody, to my knowledge, J-Stock included, was ever arguing that having sex with a mentally ill girl equaled fucking rape. So this is a blatant lie. It's like an easily verifiable lie, right? Or not even, I wouldn't say easily verifiable, but I'd say at least like you would want to check if there's some basis to this before you go and like prop up Destiny's statement. But he didn't. Willie didn't do any research. He didn't check. He won't be able to cite a single place where J Stock ever fucking said that because he didn't. Everything Destiny's saying here is true. And to think this was the same guy, J-Stock slash Juice Stalker, who spent the last year saying having sex with mentally ill people equals rape. He just never said this. It's a lie. It's a lie from Destiny, and it is a lie that is propped up by Willie Mack for Destiny, right? Which makes Willie Mack just as fucking bad. Respect to the troops. Tommy C. fought brown children to protect your right to live stream, and all he got in return was cirrhosis of the liver and your disrespect. True. Maybe you should wait, Smaggle W? Dude, I shit on this guy all the time. Smaggle W? Well, okay, woke might not be the term I'd use. But Smaggle won, dude. Smaggle unironically mogged Sweepy Diorio here. It would be so... It's so disgusting, bro. It's a lie perpetuated by Destiny. Somebody who has now been verified to engage in... Like, somebody who has engaged in behavior. Like, I couldn't think of, like, any like, bigger violations of, like, trust than the things that Destiny has done, right? And they're just, like, taking his word with no evidence and then, like, propping up his lie. Now, did Nick do this? I don't know. Let me see. I think I saw this the other day, actually, so I know what I'm pulling up. Where was it? Did the tweet get taken down? I feel like there was a tweet where he was like perpetuating that crowd argued that fucking mentally ill women was rape. Unless I'm just like totally forgetting it. Oh my god, this guy's not just interacting with Tommy, he's interacting with Simpman too. Holy fuck. Drop your gain? Fuck, somebody should... Why does nobody ever tell me to drop my gain? I love Nick with the amount of thin-skinned behavior I've seen so far. I'm disappointed too. I am disappointed in Nick. Absolutely. People that you like or hold to a high standard, obviously you're gonna be way more disappointed. I don't know if I'm just if Nick never said anything along those lines, then I retract that. But I feel like I saw a tweet the other day where he was like, okay, J-Stock himself might not have said that, but like that crowd was like, am I just like fucking going crazy? I think I might have even pulled it up on the last stream. Dude, turn up your okay, calm down, everybody. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Is this good? Is this good enough for... It's too low now. It's too low. Got it. It's good now. Don't touch it. Okay. Sounds good. I'll just like lower my voice a little bit. I don't know if I don't know if I'm just misremembering it. It's just, it's very disheartening. It's very disheartening. Nobody can sit here and you know what? Forget about it, man. It's fucking useless to say on stream, but I am very disappointed in the people that are like just propping up Tommy right now. Okay, not only is it like just shows like, not only like does it show, okay, you probably like don't really like give much of a fuck about me because he's like lied about me, right? And it just hasn't like retracted any of like the shit he's like verifiably gotten wrong about me. Not only is that the case, right? But like I don't know how you're gonna like sit here and like complain about being snaked in any meaningful capacity or whatever. When like, but you take no issue with the guy that's fucking doing it to me so blatantly. Yeah, I know he was threatening to leak things I told him in confidence. I'm very much aware. I'm very much aware, okay? Honestly, it's my fault for ever telling anyone online about anything in regards to my personal life. So I don't know if it was a direct threat, but he insinuated certain things. Because they don't care about you, obviously. I mean, that's like gay. These people, random people online don't care about. I mean, it's whatever, right? It's just like, I feel like I've made like a good conscious effort to like be fair to all these. Well, sorry, I didn't mean to join that. I feel like I made a good conscious effort to like be good to all these people and shit. I wasn't expecting anything in return, but at the very least, like, oh, thank you for the like, federal rape. I linked the tweet you were talking about earlier. Let me check this out. I mean, one of the main arguments, Destiny hoards mentally ill women into his community and fucks almost all of them. Regardless of who Destiny is or how he words it, there's clearly a funny what? There is no okay. Hypocrisy, right, implies you're doing something that lies in contradiction to like stated values or beliefs, right? Or you're like contradicting like stated values or beliefs with your actions, right? And you've now just assigned, like, J-Stock's action is he fucked a woman who is mentally ill. He fucked a woman who he built a friendship with who also happens to be mentally ill. The argument against Destiny, I don't even know if it was an argument as much as like a descriptive like claim, was that like Destiny seemingly fucking goes after women with mental illness and sometimes uses that to his advantage to be like dominant in certain relationships, etc., etc. It's like a theme, it's a pattern of behavior that like indicates like a potential like fetish or something, right? So J-Stock's action does not contradict like the stated observation he made about Destiny. So there is no hypocrisy between these two things. This is a fucking horrible tweet. There is hypocrisy from J-Stock on other things, right? There's hypocrisy when he was talking about not fucking fans, right? Or not people in his community, not fucking people in his community, right? And then he goes and does that, right? Or I think, didn't he criticize tomfoolery for like non-disclosure, like a conflict of interest, right? So there is hypocrisy on those fronts, but no, this is just like a bad point. Pattern of behavior versus isolate. Yeah, exactly. He was paying her and helping her recover from Destiny's abuse. What do you mean helping her? Like being a friend? Like being a supportive friend? Sure. And made jokes about her unaliving. I make jokes like that with my friends all the time. Some of those friends are mentally ill. I need to see the context of that, right? They shouldn't have even gotten together considering this. Wait, I'm not sitting here telling you Jay Stock did nothing wrong. I listed like a wide array of criticism. I was pretty critical of him in my initial coverage, but people are taking this and turning it into something it's not. He said he would be her doctor, like referring to himself as like her like metaphorical like therapist, like helping her. Sure. That I don't think that literally meant he actually was like he actually was putting himself in a therapist role. Okay, I'm sure I've said to a friend at one point like, yeah, at this point I'm like your therapist or some shit. Right? I didn't literally mean that. No, these people only want to I'm like, okay, I actually, believe it or not, want to like have a community where I can have like serious dialogue on certain things, and there are some like, and I entertain it, and it's totally my fault. There are some parts of my community that are just like here to troll, and it's like, that's funny, that's fine, but like just like keep it in fucking icy chat. Okay, I'm not trying to do it on stream. Thanks though. It's just hypocritical if J Stock gets support after that. What do you mean? What do you mean get support? Okay, if you're just like encouraging me to like take troll call, like not talking about like anything that's actually going on, you're probably gonna be banned. Sorry. Coco Melon's down the hall, little bro. Coco Melon's down the hall to the left. I tried to point out the issue with Dr. K comments yesterday, and he didn't seem to get it. Well, that's unfortunate if he didn't. I'll leave if you think these are such dumb questions. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking about your questions. I'm talking about the fucking guy in my voice chat that obviously just like wants to call in to say my stream is boring and leave because he does it every time. Okay, I'm not talking to you personally. Like, theory of mind, people, you're not the only one in chat. These are not personal discussions of you individually. All right. I don't know, man. I think the worst part about it all is that none of these people are like ever willing to none of these people are like ever willing to go and like engage in like a critical discussion about this with like, or engage on stream with somebody who's critical of their position. I don't know. Maybe Nick is, but he doesn't strike me as the type to be doing that recently. But it's the same with fucking, it's the Willie, absolutely not. And when, like, he tried it with Queeman once, I don't think he's ever going to make that mistake again. And then Tommy, obviously, he's just too much of a fucking pussy to actually, like, be in a...
AIDS gang represent,
Whoa.
okay?
Scared the fuck out of me. G-Stock with a 10. Review the painting of the Death of Marab by Jacques-Louis David. I've already seen, it's actually, I'll look at that one, but not because you donated, but because it's a good painting. That is one of my favorite paintings. This was, Marat, did you say Marat or Moreau? But he was, not Moreau. He was, he was like one of the idealists of like the French Revolution, calling for like people to cut off other people's head. And he used to live in the Paris sewers, and he got like a skin condition while living in the Paris sewers. And the only way he wasn't in like excruciating agony, was if he was like in a bath. So he spent like his like adult life literally in a bathtub writing pamphlets for the revolutionaries, and then somebody came in to see him and then stabbed him in the bathtub and he died. Backstory. It's a good painting. I happen to like this one. I don't remember if I saw it in person. Is it in the Louvre? I might have seen it in person. I don't remember. So this painter, well, it's speculative what he had. That guy was French. Well, actually, he was born to a Spanish family that I think, or was it an Italian or Spanish family that moved to France and took on a French name? But I guess, yeah, nationally it was French. All right. Did his skin fall off? His skin didn't fall off. Based on what I read, there were two speculations as to what kind of skin condition he had. But it would just be like red and like inflamed, like kind of like eczema. And he was apparently in like excruciating pain unless he was like soaking in a special bath. Do you disavow J-Stalk and anyone that supports him now? Nope. I don't. I disavow J-Stalk for what he did, of course. But anyone that supports him, sure. Anyone that supports him for what he did, sure, I'll disavow them too. But like in general, as a human being, no. I think he can totally come back from this if he handles it correctly. Like, does Cherry not have reasons to possibly not be the most charitable when telling what happened? Even she's admitted to having BPD. People with BPD, if they sense rejection, you could go from being their favorite person on earth to like literally the incarnate of the devil. And J-Stalk right now seems to be Cherry's like incarnate of the devil. So yeah, obviously she's not going to be very charitable when talking about him. Well, obviously Marat would get out of the bath. He would just spend a good portion of the day in it. So is it a new rule now? Streamers can't take coast without disclosing? J-Stalk already disclosed he was super close to Cherry a year ago. He said he was biased. What more do people want? A sex diary? I think there's obviously going to be like way different implications in like a friendship versus a like romantic relationship. Most people would see like a romantic relationship as like way closer than any friendship. And like, yeah, like if you're covering a story relating to her, you probably should disclose that. Also, you should recreate the painting for Vogue. True. Who wants to come in here and stab me? All right. I don't have an issue with him disclosing because
AIDS gang represent, okay?
Holy fuck. Calaverta with the 5. Aiden, when will you be organizing the commentary beheadings, Aiden? That's a great idea. I'm gonna be the Robespierre of the great commentary enlightenment. It's so gay, dude. It's so gay. It has to happen, folks. It has to happen. There's a rift coming. There's a big rift coming. Okay, it's gonna happen the day Augie decides to go live. I'm telling you, people. We're in a Cold War phase right now, where both sides fucking hate each other and are not litigating it publicly and are going through like different avenues, right? Are going through like they're like vessels to fucking handle this dispute, right? And then Augie's gonna come in, he's gonna be blunt about it on his stream, and it's gonna heat up real fast. Doesn't that mean you die at the end? Good point. I mean, yeah, the day will come when I'm out of the house. Let's just be real. It's like being in the mob, man. It's like, it's not a matter of if, but when you get whacked. It's coming. Do you see Ethan Klein's link it in the inbox? But, yeah, so that's that. We have some funny... This guy is absolutely running. Starbase, I know you're fucking watching. So call in. Like, stop running. This is ridiculous. Isn't it insane how, like, two different fucking people have insinuated or outright stated they're going to take legal action against me this month? Very funny stuff. One of them can't because he's homeless. And we're going to get to that later. But I wanted to point out... Where is it? This was on, dude, this is on Dicker's Twitter. Dickers is so raped, man. Dickers saw I was covering this Gaming Otter guy, And he's like, how do I make this my thing? So he like comes in. Hold on. Wait, this is from June 18th. It's more recently. So, I need your help. Okay, I will save this one for later. I need your help. He's homeless in a Luigi costume. You know, we'll check this one out here in a minute. We'll check this out here. Hey, feel free to add me on Discord at Dickers TV if you want to come on stream and talk about recent drama. It'd be interesting to ask you about a few things. Battling homelessness right now, so hard. That's fair, I'm having tips drawn, so I figured it was only fair to offer you the same. Well, if you want to help me out tonight, give me some Zell so I don't sleep in the park. That would help. And then it's like a sad fucking sad face in the park. Dude, this guy was paying to go to VidCon. Your priorities are clearly not in the right place. If you have money to get into the convention, I mean, I don't understand like why you're not saving every fucking. How'd you get? Because apparently this guy's from Northern California. I guess he doesn't have a fixed address now. But how'd you get from Northern to Southern California? Like, maybe he hitchhiked. But it seems like he's, like, spending money on a lot of recreational stuff when his, like, predominant priority should be getting off the street. I don't know if there's drugs involved. And I know it's easier said than done, okay? I know it's fucking hard to get off the street when you're homeless. But believe it or not, folks, California is one of the states that offers a exponential amount of resources to the homeless. The problem is, of course, like, a lot of these resources, you have to fucking wait in line. Or there are conditions, like, you just can't be using drugs, which is the case for a lot of homeless people. I don't know if this guy's using drugs. I'm leaning towards the fact that he is.
It's not a very good situation to be in, and I need your help. I need your help. Guys, this is really bad.
Think about this like Shark Tank, okay? He's gonna talk and convince me why I should go give him money.
I'm not doing so hot right now. I might look like I'm happy, but I'm only being happy to pull myself out of this problem, and I'm going to need your help. I'm going to put a link to the GoFundMe. Here's basically the gist of the scenario, all right? All you need to know, if you want me to summarize it as easily as possible, is I came to San Francisco for the Nintendo Switch 2 launch. I wanted to cover it. There were a lot of unfortunate fails, but there were some successes. The fail was really the Nintendo Warpipe Pass.
Also, where is he filming this from? Did he like break into a house and put on a Luigi costume? Where the fuck is he? I guess he. It seems to me like he had an ex-boyfriend that didn't the boyfriend accuse him of like stealing from him or like abusing his sister or something. Maybe this guy like gets to stay at people's place. I wonder if Bobby let him sleep in his hotel room. Wait, it's all making sense now. Do you think Bobby, like, actually... I know he went back to Bobby's hotel room, but do you think fucking Bobby actually let him stay in the hotel room?
Getting screwed by that. Then blame Nintendo. I'm basically assigning the accountability on Nintendo's part. I did everything I could. They soft-dropped it when I couldn't get to it in time. Couldn't get the support. Everyone just was like, no. I'm just, you know what? I have to just do my due diligence and do my part.
Wait. I'm so is he saying he couldn't make it in time for the launch? Is he saying he couldn't make it in time for the launch? And what was he calling Nintendo to do? To delay the launch so he could make it in time to cover it for the Gaming Otter channel? What did he want Nintendo to do exactly?
Online. So, my brother bought the console. Right, people are lying to me and gaslighting their narrative. They're saying, you bought the console, Nick! You have the box! Right. So,
so it seems like a lot of people are, like, pointing out contradictions in relation to his, like, desperate financial struggle, right? Okay, so let's just assume your brother paid for the box. Who's paying for you to go to VidCon, for example, to travel to Southern California while you're actively battling homelessness, to go to some recreational event? No, I get it, okay? You don't have to be fucking miserable and not do anything fun when you're homeless, right? If I was homeless, I would be saving up money, right, to get some clean clothes and try to get a job. I know listen, I can't imagine how hard it is. I honestly can't, so I'm, like, simplifying it. But I could see myself maybe saving up enough to like go into a movie or something. But it's like to actually travel to the other side of the state to go to this convention, which I think it costs like at minimum over $100 to get into, just does not seem like the greatest greatest use of your resources, right? And then he was outside of Disney trying to beg people to get in or something.
Let's get on with it, shall we? So here's my exhibit A, right? So here's the live stream, right? We're gonna just show you what happens, right? Here's me, and I'm giving the camera to my twin brother, okay? So there's a little bit of audio. I'm not gonna play.
Is his brother real as well? Is his brother real? He keeps talking about this brother. I have never actually seen the brother. He says his twin brother.
It because if you want to watch it, I'll put the link in the description. So I'm giving the camera to my brother. We're having struggles with the staff. I have to let you know that the Nintendo San Francisco staff is flawed.
Is the brother real? His brother is real. Okay. Because like that would be like an insane twist. The twin brother just never existed. It's like it's his alter ego.
They make a lot of mistakes. They do things that hurt people's abilities to enjoy the store. But they did at least come around on this. So I kind of give the experience of the staff a 3 out of 5. The manager was a little difficult. But my brother did do his job. So I'm showing my brother on screen, guys.
All right, that's his brother. Got it.
He takes the camera. He takes the camera eventually. So I'm kind of skipping it along. So these are some women that are waiting. I'm showing them. They're like, we
Dude, I miss it. I lived in San Francisco for a year. What a great city, man. What a great city.
love you, man.
Unfortunately, you have a lot of people like this guy, but otherwise, it's a great city. Don't buy the Republican. I didn't live actually in San Francisco, but I lived in commuting distance.
So I apologize. It's a little hard. Now we got an ad. Thank you, ad.
Why? So wait, why is he just narrating his own video and he's like screen record? What?
I'm sorry, guys. You know, it's
You couldn't cut that part out in post?
difficult to have to do things from YouTube. Now we got it back. So hold on one second. All right, so now we're back to me. All right, come on. There's my brother. All right, someone else got their Switch. Switch 2, obviously.
Why are you including all of this? You clearly have editing capabilities because you're able to like insert videos in post. Surely you could cut this out in post, even if you're editing on your phone. Okay? I started when I was like doing my shitty little like history videos when I was like fucking 9 or 10, right? I was editing on my iPad, right? On like iMovie or some shit. You could edit on your phone and like cut shit out.
All right, so my brother is eventually going to take the camera. Robert, please take the camera. Okay, so we're going to have to go up here. So this is when Robert takes the camera. So Robert's now talking, and now he's about to go into the store.
Apparently, what is the point of so is this the story of how he went homeless? Are we gonna like get to some point something happened that night that permanently sent him into a spiral?
Okay, unfortunately,
Okay, but you peaked at 12 though. You sound like a pedophile. That is a like pedophile thing to write. You were best when you were 12. Like, dude, you actually might be a pedophile.
basically just talks and he goes in the store. So this is your evidence. So, right. I hope you're listening, liars. This is my brother buying the system. I showed you on camera. And anybody lying and gaslighting their narrative is wrong. You see my brother on screen. You saw me hand it off to him. I have a twin brother. I know.
Wait, but even if that's the case, even if the brother paid for it, surely if your brother is willing to buy you a console and you're struggling with homelessness, surely he wouldn't say no if you asked him for the cash equivalent of what the console costs to support yourself. Even if it's like to get yourself like a shitty fucking hotel room in the Tenderloin for like a few nights, and get cleaned up enough where you can get like a fucking job interview, right? What you could do is, right, stay in one of those shitty hotels, take a shower, get yourself cleaned up, buy some cheap fucking formal clothes, get a job, and then get like a I don't know, have your brother help you for a few months with a gym membership so you could go shower in like Planet Fitness or something. And like, I mean, never mind.
I have to explain this. It's basically the girl with the dragon tattoo stuff.
Like, even 700 doesn't sound like a lot, especially in San Francisco. But it is 700 is great to kickstart you from getting off the street. Okay, it's still an uphill battle. It's gonna be incredibly fucking hard, and most people probably couldn't do it with your 700. But it's certainly possible. And if I was on the street, I would be trying fucking anything to get off of it.
And there's an ad for a tattoo, so it's even funnier. So my brother is right there. He buys it on stream. There you go. He's actually even confronting the cashier, like, can I afford this? Yes, I can.
That's the thing. I don't know if he's a drug addict. I honestly don't know. Not all homeless people are drug addicts. I've volunteered at shelters. I've had, actually, the last 4th of July, not this one. I had a conversation with a guy watching the fireworks who was homeless. He asked me for a cigarette. I lit it up for him, and we had a great chat. And then he pulled out something from his pocket and started smoking, and I said, what's that? And he's like, oh, it's just a little bit of meth. I swear on my life this happened. Okay, he just like starts smoking meth. I'm like, oh, okay. So we just like continue our conversation while this guy was like smoking his meth pipe.
And the video quality gets very choppy. Plain as day.
Oh shit! Thank you, Chud, for the raid. What is up, Gawk Nation? Get it? Because Chud likes Gawk. If you're just joining us, we're covering the Gaming Otter, who is a undiscovered lolcow, a homeless man begging for money, wandering the streets of California, who only came on my radar after him and Bobby were spotted together in several videos where he was very homosexually feeding Bobby food and then having Bobby feed him food. He's having a rivalry with Tipster, and we're just touching the tip of the iceberg. There's allegations. This guy threatened legal action against me. We've got a lot of stuff going on here, folks.
Okay. All right. So, there you go, guys. My brother has it while wearing a Street Pass.
Okay, Dust Bunny or QQ, if you want to call in, call it. This is ridiculous, okay? I don't mean to interrupt, okay? This is shitty server drama. There's a guy called Chronic. He's some, like, 18-year-old fucking kid that everybody despises, right? So whenever I let him into my server, it causes a fuck ton of shit, but it's, like, he's just annoying. That's, like, not really... But, like, people are, like, actually, like, spurging out, leaking each other's DMs. Like, if you let this guy into the server, I'll go. Like, fucking... Holy shit, calm down. I'm not letting anyone into the server. What is wrong? What happened? Did this guy fucking, like, rape you? So if you want to call in and talk about this, Dust Bunny, please call in. I don't know what's going on.
LA shirt. Well, we're
1 from Lumpy Willie. Hope your stream's going horribly. Thanks, babe.
wearing a Street Pass LA shirt. So there he is in line. Here he is talking to the person. I don't know how more clear I can make it, guys. If no one believes me, then you're all just refusing to believe the facts. Because
So basically what I've deduced is happening here, and like Romeo, this is Romeo's autistic hyperfixation, so he could like correct me if I'm wrong. What I've deduced is happening here is that this guy's community has become suspicious of how he's like managing his money while simultaneously begging for it to get off the street. And they said that he bought a Switch for himself despite being homeless. The truth is his brother bought a Switch for him, but with that being said, right, you could sell the Switch, or I'm sure ask your brother for the equivalent of whatever that costs him money to get yourself off the street, or to at least start.
Basically gave you the facts. And anybody that says otherwise is just desperate to make me look bad because they have a pathetic life. And I'm sorry if you do, because my life is just as bad. So why don't you just own yourself?
Like, a part of me wants to get this guy on stream and talk to him, and it's like, oh, my gay ethics. But it's like, I feel like this would be the most unethical thing I ever did if I got this guy on to just, like, bully him.
And take yourself and hoist yourself up. Nick, the Gaming Otter, told the truth, guys. He told the truth. His twin brother bought the Switch for himself, and that's why he doesn't have it. So, I want to thank my twin brother for doing his job. Thank you, Robert, for buying the console, and I hold the space for you.
Robert, maybe next time you'll, like, buy him some clothes and, like, a hotel room for a few nights so he could get a job.
Because that's what I do.
This guy literally did a whole stream. It's the same stream where he was, like, giving me, like, dating advice and, like, threatening to sue me. But this guy did a whole stream at Disney. He was doing a Disney stream. And when I say a Disney stream, the Disney stream was actually him at the entrance of Disney, walking around, waiting for somebody to hopefully give him some money to get inside.
Robert, I love you. My brother also has a heart problem, aortic stenosis at birth. So if you don't support us, not only are you against people with heart conditions, you're also against people that are autistic and...
True! So true. Even more reason to be a hater. Even more reason to be a hater. I'm actually, I founded the Anti-American Heart Association. We actually hate people with heart conditions.
So just so you know that. And if you say it's not homophobic to discriminate Jews, well, now you discriminated against me. So congratulations. So you might want to pick your words carefully. Oh, but if you gaslight me again, showed you the evidence. Showed you the evidence. And I'm sorry for saying it in this video for the GoFundMe, but it needs to be said because there are people that are out to get me. And I almost lost my life in San Francisco. Now,
I could believe that. I could believe that.
here's the thing. People want me
I was walking around with my friends. Some guy came up. It was near like I think the 16th Street station or some shit. Some fucking guy was like, "Give me all your money," and we just like kept walking, and he just walked away. Scary stuff, guys.
to leave San Francisco. But there is one good thing that my brother did. We did get this
Also, if you are homeless, being in San Francisco sounds like the worst fucking place to be because even people who are making what like every other state would consider a decent income can like struggle to actually afford somewhere to live. You're not getting a place in San Francisco.
switch together, but he bought it.
I get it. Like, if you're gonna be on the street anywhere, California is probably the place to be because of the weather. It gets cold in San Francisco at night, to be fair. But like, go somewhere where you can at least fucking afford to get a house, or it's like at least within reaching distance to be able to rent an apartment.
And I only held it. So that's
Isn't San Francisco shit covered? No, it's a great city. I like recommend you visit. If you just don't go through the Tenderloin, and you'll be probably fine. You'll enjoy it quite a lot.
me holding the con.
It's one of the most beautiful cities in America. It has its problems. Okay, it has a shoplifting problem. There's a big problem with homelessness. But other than that, and car break-ins. But other than that, it's a beautiful city.
Console and then giving it back to him. So there you go, folks. That's his console. Now we have to show you a quick little tab. I'm going to show you one thing. If you see a video by this name, do not watch it.
Dingleberry 13? Do not. Okay, noted. Folks, if Dingleberry 13, if you see an upload from him, do not fucking watch it. Do not watch Dingleberry 13.
It's extremely homophobic for 2 hours.
Wait, fuck, what did I just do here? Picture in picture. How do I get out of this?
This man right here, you see him, lies. And this person passed away
Okay.
6 years ago.
Okay.
And let me make it very clear, and I've actually had to tell them, do not misuse the grieving process. They misuse the grieving process by bullying me on the launch line, gaslighting me all the way.
Wait, did this guy have a fucking, wait, because he's in the Nintendo community, did this guy have like did this fucking guy get into a fight with Etika? Holy the lore goes deeper than I thought. Like, I have so much to catch up on. Like, this guy is like, it's like tip of the fucking iceberg.
Basically turning in a blaze. Basically like, we're not horrible people, we just want you to work. Look, I do Uber Eats for a living, and it's terrible. And moving
Oh my god, dude. This is like the driver where you're like, hey, just leave in front of my door or some shit. And this is the driver that like tries to call you and message you. It's like, it's a very simple process, sir. I give you the money. I give you a tip. A big tip. You leave it outside my door and you walk away. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to look at you. I don't know you fucking exist. Take my money and leave. And it's like, somehow, there are some people in this world that still manage to fuck that up. He's the Uber Eats driver that would do some shit like that.
is not going to help because I have nowhere to live. So let me really talk about this GoFundMe so we can move on from the drama and I can get my life back together and you guys can also smile. So let me do my due diligence
That was Etika, yes.
for the outreach for not just San Francisco, but also for my twin brother, who again has aortic stenosis. So if you don't care that my brother has a heart problem, then you're the most heartless person I could ever think of. And I'm so sorry that I have to say it like this.
My heart is shriveling up right now. It's like, you ever seen when Voldemort dies in the Deathly Hallows 2? That's what's happening to my heart right now that I don't care about his brother.
But care about an autistic, neurodivergent, gay Luigi who only cares about his brother,
An autistic, neurodivergent, gay Luigi.
Mario, Robert. So I am only saying with the most passion that I can for my brother. So if anyone says to me that you need to get help, no. I don't need the help. My twin brother needs the help.
No, people are telling you to get help? They're probably giving you some good fucking advice. They're probably giving you... Does anyone have the clip where he goes up to the family in front of Disney? I feel like that was like one of the crazier, like this person does need psychological help, right? Everyone says about like a lot of homeless people, like, yeah, just like give them housing. It's like, yeah, that's like putting a band-aid over like a fucking gunshot wound. It's like a lot of them have drug issues, psychological issues that need to be fucking addressed in the process. It's like, yes, this guy does need help.
But I'm gonna ask for the help that I can get to help him. So that's why I'm here.
Wait, then what? Wait, you're asking for money to give to your brother for his heart condition, but you're letting your brother buy you a Switch. Huh?
Okay? So I'm gonna get into this right now. Help rebuild twins' lives, right? So this is basically a picture from my New Jersey event. This showcases people that came. And
Okay.
this showcases people that came. And this goes into the story. Please read it, and I will go explain it more in detail on my end. All right, folks. So I am going to be monetizing this video for extra ad revenue. I am asking that you donate. I will leave a donation for my PayPal and Zelle. It is nso496@gmail.com. I'll be reaching out as much as possible. Yes, I've been trying for jobs. And let me be very, very clear about the corrupt job market in the United States. I've used LinkedIn. I've used Indeed. I've used any sort of job site. I've probably used it. And you know what happens? I actually got an email the other day from a job. Let's go into that email, right? So let me tell you about a restaurant called DIG. And I hate having to expose them, but I have to expose
He's exposing a restaurant. Wait, dude, I'm so excited. I'm actually so hyped. I'm so glad we fucking found this guy, bro.
them because they're awful. They're terrible. They lied to me for 6
This guy's been going after Tipster apparently for like years, and just nobody's ever like, oh wait, here it is. So this is the stream where he's like walking around Disney trying to get in, and he talks about me, but like the family part happens. This is so bizarre, dude. At 21 minutes, 21:12.
Would you agree?
He's like, I think this was the part where he's talking. Hold on.
I mean, if I could mog, I would, but I can't. I'm at a park. Total trans delight. Is that good?
Okay, yeah, a lot of fucking chatters from this chat were going in trolling the guy. Obviously, I disavow. That's why I'm not gonna watch him while he is actively live.
I want to defend. Look, let me make it clear. I defend
And then the chatters told him that I wanted to hang out with him.
people of any sort of like demographic within reason, but I don't castrate myself. I don't castrate for compromise. Let me make it clear. Yeah, 200 to get into the park, guys. I got to Disneyland. We'll do Hollywood tomorrow, maybe.
He's talking about forget Hollywood, forget Disneyland. How about what the fuck are you gonna be eating tonight? Where the fuck are you gonna sleep? These, when you are homeless, these things should not be your concern. I get maybe saving up enough for like a small recreational activity, like going to the movies, right? How much are movie tickets? I actually haven't been to the movies in a long time. I might go see Sinners if it's still showing. But like, what, 20 something bucks? You should not be worried about $200 to get into Disney while you're simultaneously begging the public for money to help you with your homelessness.
I love this. Family time is important. Would you agree? See, we love our families at the park,
True.
and I respect them.
This guy's walking around trying to get money from people. Can you imagine you're like hanging with your kids, hanging with your family, and you're just like expecting a normal day at Disney, and you're approached by this guy?
By not putting them on stream unless they ask. So what'd you get? Wetzel's Pretzels? Did you go into the park? How was it? Great? Awesome. I have to get this shout out, but you take good care of your daughter. Remember them through all the tough times. And then when they graduate, you tell them, you ever want to come back home, you're welcome home.
He's just approached a random woman with what I would assume to be a female child. You take good care of your daughter now.
My parents didn't do that to me.
What? Dude, I didn't remember it being this fucking unhinged. If I was like a parent at that point, I would be grabbing my kid tight and walking away. Like, I would think that guy's about to fucking snatch my kid.
God bless you. God bless you. Okay, can you shout at my friend TND? Okay, hey TND!
Okay, disavow. Okay, the people that went in and did that, by the way, He's just awkward, okay? Got it.
6 months. Let me make it clear. I sent an email and I went for an interview in December and they didn't email me back until later.
By the way, I'm not homeless, and I do have somewhere to stay and sleep at night. And this is my job. My job. And if you want to support, as always, you can give me money that I won't use to get a house through the Streamlabs link below, or Super Chats, which we have now. If you help us hit goal, I will personally love you forever. If not, that's okay. Make sure to like, make sure to sub, make sure to join the Twitter community where we are encouraging people to clip like hell. Clip everything. Clip my mundane takes that any fucking retard could come to watching the same content that I'm watching to. Clip the wacky and funny moments. Clip it, caption it, post it, and you'll get a special role in my server, giving you a green name. I know, folks. Very fucking enticing.
Here we go. Here's the email.
For some reason, I can't apply. I don't know why.
Thanks for the email, blah, 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 blah. We have decided to move on. Oh, that's funny.
Does this guy have any, like, culinary experience?
You've moved on, huh? It's been DIG. Let me tell you something, DIG. I will never be eating at your restaurant. I will not be eating at your restaurant.
No!
I will be firmly giving
Can you imagine being the owner of DIG watching this? You're like, yes, dude, yes, we don't have to pay for security next month.
the L. I wear the L proudly, but you will be not just wearing the L, but holding the L. So I'm sorry, DIG. I will not be eating at your restaurant. Not because of the fact that you rejected me, but because you took 6 months to reply. You lied, and your interviewer has a real serious problem. So I'd be very careful if I agree with that you. So, guys, I think I've made it very clear.
This guy has like a tendency to like overshare. I'm so curious to see like what the application was, what he wrote on it.
How corrupt the world is.
Like, I'm an autistic neurodivergent Luigi with Quirk Chungus with a fucking brother with an exploding heart syndrome, and I really need this fucking job so I can buy a Nintendo Switch.
Just being a single gay, divergent, autistic Luigi in this world. And I'm only asking, I want to be number one. I'm only asking for help because I need the help.
It's just like, I mean, it's like you applied for, you've shown a rejection from one job. Okay, you should be applying like hell, and you shouldn't be applying to jobs that like require skills you potentially don't have. If you have no culinary experience, I don't know if a restaurant is going to take you to be a sous chef. I could be wrong on that. I've never worked in a kitchen, right? But like, you should start by applying as a janitor or something.
I've applied to jobs many times only to get.
Dude, it depends also on what jobs is he applying to, because he's never indicated he has any culinary experience. Is he just like applying for like to be like a fucking astronaut, an intern at NASA, a fucking a microbiologist, a sous chef?
Gaslights and pushed away. So I need to do what needs to be done, and I'm asking for help that needs to be helped. And if you can't help me, then I'll keep knocking on doors to do it, and I'll keep making content to do what I need to do to get done. And anybody that gaslights me, I'm going to point the door. I'm going to put my boundaries, and that's going to call being rude. Let's call it being a human. And everybody needs to learn how to do it. Because if you don't, and this isn't just me, you're going to have a hard life. And I already have a hard life. But trust me, your life's going to be 10 times harder because you don't know how to talk to people.
Also, I'm curious, where is he staying and filming this from?
The way I know how to talk to people correctly. And I can't make everybody happy, right? No one can. But at least know how to
When he says he's homeless, is it just like he's just couch surfing and shit?
be myself. And that's the takeaway. Guys, I hope you liked this video. Leave a comment below and subscribe. I'm sorry I had to get very passionate here. I had to eat a homeless meal at a shelter.
This is low-hanging fruit. Problem? We only punch down here. Problem?
This is how bad this is. And I might not even have a place to sleep tomorrow. I'm lucky to have the place I have tonight because the people of San Francisco, while nice, are not perfect. And I only have as friends as much as they have. So please, do me a favor. Donate to the GoFundMe. Donate to my Zelle and PayPal. Spread it as far as wide. And if you want to make a video...
Dicker, what do you mean Dicker's moment? He took that from me. He does it to mock me, okay? Does it to mock me. That's my fucking thing. I invented the word problem.
mocking me, guess what? You're only making it better for me. Thank you. So please talk about me any way you want, and I'll be listening. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe again.
Great stuff. Great stuff. We'll be staying tuned. But yeah, Dickers, good luck on getting that interview. I'm having tipster on, so I figured it would only be fair to offer you the same. Well, if you want to help me out tonight and give me some Zell so I don't sleep in the park, that would help. Will you donate to his GoFundMe? No. If I was going to give money to a homeless person, I'd rather give it to someone who's, like, showing, like, actual, like, genuine willingness to make their life better. Wait, let me just, so I don't dox anything here. So, but also, the other thing about this guy is he has this bizarre obsession with Tipster. Okay? Is this really strange obsession with Tipster. Olive Garden stream clip.
He gave more than the tip, but he couldn't handle more than this tip. Hey, you like that one? He couldn't handle more than my tip. Hey, I always have the last laugh.
Dude, if I was Tipster, I'd be fucking horrified. I'd actually be... This... Bobby and him met up and became friends over their, like, wrong doc... Well, can you just, like, link me the one you're talking about? I don't know what doc you're... You didn't link it to me. But yeah, shout out to Romeo for making this doc. Apparently it's the wrong one. I don't have the right one, so... Icy Chat is basically on what the fuck is going on? You people can't behave yourselves? Oh, this guy's freaking out. What is happening, bro? Romeo, can you send me the link you're talking about?
He gave more than the tip.
Dude, Dust Money, call in. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Dust Bunny, call in. We're handling this right now. There's like a full-blown riot happening in my server.
All right, we're live now, guys. Finally.
Oh, wait, they did a gaming stream? Hold up. They did a fucking gaming stream from Boblax's room? Huh?
Mario Kart. We're trying so hard to get it to freaking work.
Mario Kart.
Oh my god, Elgato.
Is he in Boblax's bed? By the way... Okay, there we go. Thank you, Romeo. Much appreciated, buddy. Alright, somebody tell Dust Bunny to get in fucking call-ins. If Dust Bunny does not call in the next 10 minutes, I am going to not only let Chronic back into the server, I'm gonna make him head mod.
Recording our 3DS without a capture card.
Elgato, please fix your freaking device.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if I can do it from here, like this. I get to balance it back on this couch, on this thing. You know, I had an interesting chat this morning with a man who basically was like, all like, oh, are you like a movie star? And I'm
Alright, I'm not watching this whole thing. We got sent the second doc. Hold on. Wait, Lumpy, what's going on, man? Summarize what's happening right now in chat.
Hi, buddy. Okay, wait, hold up. This is really fire. Okay, anyways, here, did you see the Dust Bunny leak DMs or no?
No, send them to me.
Okay, because I only leaked some of them because I was getting sick and tired of QQ not letting me leak shit. So let me send you the ones I did actually drop. But essentially, Dust Bunny is like going in QQ's DMs and like spurging the fuck out over Chronic.
He's been DMing me. QQ's threatening to let Chronic into the server.
Chronic did it. Here, if you want to look at that one. Well, let me just pull up. This is weird.
Wait, what is the blurred part of the message?
That's the N-word. You put the N-word.
You know that N-word comes back. Most of the mods that actually do shit and chatters that are actually useful will just leave, right? I don't think anyone's gonna leave just because this like mildly annoying person is in the server. I don't like what did he do?
literally no. The whole reason why he was banned was because he asked QQ to ban him because he was getting too like
Yeah, he was just getting bullied in the server.
yeah. And so here's another one. These are all to QQ. QQ wanted me to represent him because I'm his lawyer.
Then
so.
quick. Then quit. Fuck you. What do you do anyway? You lost your usefulness like 2 weeks ago.
And then there's this one. Sorry. There's
Dude,
this one.
Dust Money, get in here. This is fucking ridiculous, bro. Why can't you shut the fuck up and stop trying to let back in a retard that does nothing but stir shit between people? You're a fucking idiot. Bro, you were in the military and crashing out over a 21-year-old Indian. Surely Aiden will let back in a completely worthless parasite that does nothing for him because I stir shit between other people. Did you time me out for an hour, you fucking pussy? What is going on, dude?
He wasn't even timed out by QQ. But here's some of the other reasons. Here's one of the reasons why this guy doesn't like Dust Bunny, or he doesn't like Chronic. So he called Fat AIDS Dog the F slur. That didn't happen because I'm pretty sure that was the fake Chronic alt. And then he said harassed her in YouTube chats. Again, didn't happen. That was a fake Chronic Sonic alt. Everybody knows that because he was in Gamma's YouTube. So this guy's just like retarded. He's like completely retarded.
And why isn't he calling in?
Because he's like a completely raped individual. That's why. He's like actually so raped. He went into my DMs crying because I was making fun of him because he was lying about enjoying being in Marcus's server. He like went into my DMs and started crying. He's like, "Is there actually a problem? Do you actually have a problem with us?" It's so pathetic. This guy's actually such a like little fat.
Listen.
Oops.
Okay, thank you. I like Dust Bunny. I want to get his side of events. So please, can you just call in Dust Bunny? Can you just make this easier?
Oh yeah, and then he told a bunch of women to not talk to him because he was telling people that he lost a debate. That's also why Dust Bunny doesn't like Chronic.
Why?
Because Chronic was telling women to not talk to him.
I asked him to call and he said
as a joke.
I asked him to call and he said no. Handle it how you. It's actually disgusting. Like how nobody ever wants to call into anything. I'm actually like personally disgusted by this.
It is. It's like terrible. It's terrible stuff. Like, how are you gonna crash out in DMs but not call in? This is like fucked up. But
okay,
yeah, that's the whole situation that's going down.
All right. Well, nobody cares about this anyway. Well, thank you for
No
letting
one
us
does.
know. All right, take care.
Okay.
I don't even know what's going on, man. Dust Bunny's become the raped? True. Okay, so we have a new Gaming Otter doc that's dropped here. Recently, some old allegations have... Okay, this guy's full name is public, right? Okay. Oh, I guess if his LinkedIn is... Wait, okay, did you just dox this guy's whole fucking... Well, is his... Hold on, let's check. Oh, okay, he puts his name in his GoFundMe. Got it, never mind. Never mind, it is public. Got it, yeah, he doesn't seem to conceal it. Never mind. Cabasco made another okay. Cabasco's a YouTuber and speedrunner who specializes in Street Pass games by Nintendo. They speedrun 2 games called Find Me and Find Me 2. One day, Nick messaged Cabasco. It is stated that she didn't know him very well, and this was a random event. Cabasco talked to Nick for a while, but later on, they felt uncomfortable with him since he wanted a voice call with them. They blocked Nick after they felt too uncomfortable. After this, Nick began cyber-stalking Cabasco on Twitter and YouTube. He and his brother left messages on her channel, as well as talking about beating her speedrun record. The whole situation went on for a while, and they eventually decided to make a document on Nick. I'd messaged Cabasco for clarification on certain things, as well as some questions. They told him that Evo, a teenager, would release their own document. This next section will go into that in a bit more detail. Cabasco also told me Nick's brother also was harassing her on YouTube and on other platforms. Note, there is another allegation of Nick being okay, I don't really care. I don't think this is important as harassing and being a bit insane. I guess you keep that in mind. All right, what's the original document? Holy fuck! Is this long? If you're here, you either found my post on Twitter or Street Pass one of my 3Ds at PAX West. If you're at PAX, are you planning on going to the Street Pass live panel? Or, okay, I don't care. Below's the document I wrote. Okay, I don't care. To anyone reading this, that is in front of Game Honor, I have no doubt that he has said countless poor things about me in private. He's undoubtedly called me a cheater, among other things, who only wants the world record. Find me. Speedrunning. I just want to make it clear that all of this was never about the world record. It's about feelings. Okay, we'll look at... Okay, I'll just look at the images. Hey, listen, I was down to talk about Find Me and some panel-related stuff. You're really coming off too strong here overall, combined with the replies. Wait, hold on. I do want to read... No, never mind. I want to read this a little bit. At first, he reached out to me being a part of a panel at PAX East 2024 about Find Me, a game I speedrun. I talked to him briefly about it, as well as speedrun over Discord. He kind of creeped me out, called me pretty, in replies to a selfie on Twitter, was constantly messaging me, etc., all as a 36-year-old when I am 20. Okay, this is a totally irrelevant detail. Totally irrelevant. If you're 24, I don't really care if he's 80. The age gap doesn't matter anymore. Sorry. So I ended up blocking him shortly after saying I wouldn't feel safe at the panel. He didn't do anything really wrong in these DMs, just made me uncomfortable. Hey, listen, man, I was down to talk about Find Me and even some panel-related stuff, but you're really coming off too strong here overall combined with the replies on Twitter. Now, like obvious, I post the way I do for a reason. That's not an issue, but combined with you being in my DMs messaging me often, wanting to instantly do a voice chat, etc., only like a literal day after meeting you, it's too much for me. It comes off as creepy, not gonna lie. Sorry, but I'm not interested in the panel as I don't think it would honestly feel safe. Later. I'm not gonna post screenshot tweets, but instead link them because I don't want this document to jump scare people with his face. Alone right now. Dude, this is some fucking shit like the fucking depressed boys in high school like post on their Snap and expect people to message them. Are you okay? Alone. I need to start taking photos like this and post. I need to start posting to Twitter like this. Just like me laying on the couch alone right now. Posted 3 hours after I blocked him. It's the same photo. Why'd you post the same photo twice? Huh? Find Me speedrunning. 2 months later in December, I got multiple YouTube notifications from the Gaming Otter, who's very much aware I've blocked him everywhere. Now, this is alarming for obvious reasons. I blocked him 2 months ago, saying I didn't want anything to do with him, and now he's here speedrunning the game, which by itself is no issue, but the issue is him specifically pinging me with it. I take the world record back within like an hour once I'm able to, and we keep trading the record a few times. From here, him and his twin brother, no, I'm not joking, proceed to harass both me and at the time world record holder Find Me 2, MeWe. Find Me / Find Me 2 and Street Pass games in general have rules permitting the use of save editors and other homebrew tools due to the nature of the game. Otherwise, it'd be impossible to speedrun games without owning 11 3DS systems and waiting 8 hours between runs. The Gaming Otter, however, owned 11 3DS systems and constantly insisted we were cheating and would have his twin brother harass us in the YouTube comments, as well as sometimes comment himself. All of the following comments are on videos of my speedruns. You took this method from the Gaming Otter. Might as well just give credit where credit is due. Okay, so they're like bullying them. Twitter obsession. Alright, this just seems like he's just like obsessed. And accused you of cheating and was like trying to like one-up you because you rejected him. Sad stuff. I don't know how they met. So he was talking to a 14-year-old. There's some screenshots of messages in the document along with some additional context. The document also shows the minor's account. So he made the minor made a video documenting his exchanges with the Gaming Otter.
Before we start this video is mostly scripted, but since I'm not very good at reading...
Your top... What is he leaving? What is happening, bro? Why is he telling me to ban him from the server? Dude, what is wrong with this? What is going on? I thought this was like a joke at first. Why does this guy hate this guy so fucking much? Holy shit. Dust Bunny's just left the server because apparently Chronic is rejoined. I'm not the one that unbanned Chronic, by the way.
scripts yet, I will be messing up my words a little bit, and also this video will also be mostly unedited.
Dust Bunny, just fucking Starbase won't call in. Dust Bunny won't call in. Vault won't call in. Nobody will fucking call in. Okay. I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, at this point, if you give a public opinion and then don't call into somebody's streams, like, you should feel threatened. That was a threat.
So there will
In Minecraft. I'm kidding.
also be pictures when needed
If you give him so much attention, the guy thinks he wins. Yeah, dude. That's how that works.
in said video, just in case, which will happen.
Oh, you're talking about him with Chronic. Well, yeah, Chronic obviously feels like he won.
Hello.
Dust Bunny was my top clipper, too. Now, I'm gonna need a new clipper now. Well, actually, that's not true. He got overtaken by the Russian guy.
My name is Evo, and I am one of the people that the Gaming Art directly mentioned in his recent response video to Cabasco. He frames me as a bad person in this video, and I would just like to clear.
How do you get over stage fright? Well, I mean, if you... everybody has stage fright. I mean, I don't really feel stage fright being on stream, because it's not like I'm looking at a crowd of people. But you could take... There are drugs called beta blockers that you can take that a lot of, like, actors and, like, performance artists use to... It removes, like, the physiological response of, like, a rapid heartbeat when you get stage fright, and it apparently helps.
Side of the story with him as a person. Back in 2020, I was a big fan of Nick at the time. I always liked watching his Street Pass videos because I had and still have a massive interest in Street Pass. And at the time, he was streaming Animal Crossing New Horizons a ton because of the current, at the time, lockdown. I would tune in every day just for the chance to play with him because he was my favorite content creator back then. And it wasn't long until I joined his Discord where I was engaging with him and his viewers.
Okay. So Nick is this 14-year-old's favorite content creator. Got it. Very weird choice in favorite content creators. I'm not victim blaming here.
Now these are screenshots from when I direct messaged him first. We wouldn't really DM each other much because most of our conversations were in the now deleted server. There was never really any strange interactions until this conversation one day. Pause to read. Now I currently do not agree with any.
So Nick is in his 30s. Thank you for believing in me. Bullying is such a problem of the internet, all because they believe Triforce. He hurt me so much. All I want is an apology. He'd rather I die in fire. I cried so much. I cried.
This conversation one day. Pause to
I
read.
think Etika felt sorry for me. I really believe that. He saw the conspiracy Triforce was in. Dust Bunny just deleted his Discord. Are you serious? He's wiping all of his DMs with me right now. He's using Redact right now to literally just to wipe all of his fucking DMs with me. What is going on? What the fuck? Dude.
Now I currently do not agree with any of the things I said in this conversation because I was told lies about this person.
What is, I don't even know what's happening. I didn't even let this guy back into the server. I don't know what's going on. Oh my fucking god, what is happening, bro? What is this crash out? Is it still going? I think you shut it down. Why are you wiping your fucking DMs?
By Nick. I was trying to comfort him at the time because I thought everything he was telling me was completely truthful, and I was also extremely confused where this came from. A few minutes after sending these messages, he proceeds to ask me this. These messages are an extremely weird contradiction from what he stated in his response video, where he said that he, quote-unquote...
Okay, now he's demanding that I ban him from the server. Dude, I'm so confused right now. What the fuck did I... Why is fucking everybody, like, who leaves, like, so fucking unhinged, bro? Okay. Sorry. I gotta lock in. I can't focus on some random Discord drama. Why not just leave? Why do you want me to ban you? Dude, this is insane. Okay.
Didn't know I was a minor at the time, even though he would have known I am attending school. Benefit of the doubt, he may have thought I was in college at the time, but I find that extremely unlikely.
Little, it's every single person who leaves my server. I had one mod that fucked with all my perms because he announced he was resigning from mod for the 8th time. He had to announce it. And I'm like, if you don't want to be mod and you quit, just stop being mod. Nobody is forcing you to be mod. Nobody cares. So he then proceeded to fuck with the server and leave. Right? Another guy announced to me in my messages that he was leaving. And I didn't, it was this long paragraph about how he wishes me all the best and he's leaving the community. And I didn't respond. So then he like accused me of being like a sociopath. And now, because some other mods let some random fucking Indian kid into the server, this other guy who's like my top clipper is like losing his fucking mind.
When I started up Street Pass,
Alright, I'm sorry. I was getting sidetracked.
These messages are an extremely weird contradiction from what he stated in his response video, where he said that he, quote-unquote, didn't know I was a minor at the time because I thought everything he was
Do you go to church or a place to practice religion? No, I currently don't. What about your family? Do you spend time together at least? Never forget your family.
telling me was completely truthful. And I was also
Thank you for being a part of my otter group. Just remember to
extremely confused where this came from.
see. This guy obviously
minutes after-
this otter guy obviously seems to be on drugs or like has some sort of disability or is like very very autistic. I don't really know if this is predation. Like you saw that guy was like never forget like to the random people. He's like always like talk to your daughters. My parents didn't talk to me or something.
Contradiction from what he stated in his response video, where he said that he, quote-unquote, didn't know I was a minor at the time, even though he would have known I am attending school. Benefit of the doubt, he may have thought I was in college at the time, but I find that extremely unlikely. When I started up Street Pass Facts, my first fact was about Nick, because at the time I admired him and his videos, and I thought it was interesting. Now as the account was picking up steam, Nick would ask me to make posts about random things that weren't fact-worthy in my opinion, like posting speedruns that were just uploaded to get back at Cabasco, and asking me to at her because she had him blocked. In the tail end of 2022, Robert joined the Discord server. At the time, it was pretty nice to see a new member, but it was clear that he did not care for the other members of the server, and especially not me. He would constantly argue with and belittle me for some reason that I'm not aware of.
So Robert is, I'm assuming, Nick's brother?
I have a few screenshots of these interactions, but believe
Yeah,
me,
it's Nick's brother. Are you guys doing this to annoy me on purpose? Doing it in support of you?
I say that there were so many. Around the end of 2020, clear that he did not care for the other members of the server, and especially not me. He would constantly argue with and belittle me for some reason that I'm not aware of. I only have a few screenshots of these interactions, but believe me when I say that there were so many.
Editor's note, this doesn't look as bad as it was because I didn't get screenshots of the really big arguments before I was kicked. There were sections where he'd constantly belittle me for my personal beliefs, needlessly name-calling me. Okay, so we've got, like, the being mean, trying to break my speedrun record, and being, like, a spiteful bitch, and then, like, being mean to a 14-year-old allegations.
End of 2023, he started to get really rude and inconsiderate for no apparent reason, going as far as to go into
The
long
rude
sections
and
of people who said
inconsiderate
speedruns should be
allegations.
harassed them. When I confronted Nick about this, he said this.
I think the point is my brother Robert is getting very defensive because he's trying to protect me and I let him know, but I can't control his comments and definitely torn about it. On one hand, I find it very complimentary that he's trying to protect me, sure, but I can also see how it's not very nice. Again, I don't really want to get to Foreigner. I can't delete his comments. He's going to leave what he is. I did tell him to not comment as me, so if he does, then I'm really going to start getting upset. I'm starting to realize how bad voice to text is. The point being is that I understand. Also, what my brother's saying, because technically speaking, Evo, if you do think about modding your 3DS to basically bypass the Street Pass functionality, it's been on the question line. If not going into potentially breaking the rules, even though there's no rules, technically some people would argue it's not kosher, so it's a hard line to really ask yourself. So speedrun cheating, got it.
Then for a few months, it was calm. Barely any messages in the server until March. Unfortunately, I was in the hospital because I was super ill around the 23rd of March to the 1st of April. During that time, Nick was banned off of speedrun.com for his strange actions against Cabasco, and my first instinct was to direct message Cabasco on my Street Pass Facts account because I was aware that she followed me. This was our first actual interaction. This will be important later. to warn her that Nick would be super rude and aggressive against her for this, because I was genuinely afraid of her being harassed by Nick. A few days went by of him complaining, and then he released his response video, which was of course not very good. I ignored the whole thing. Fast forwards a few months later, and I'm taking a trip to Ireland. I of course ask if anyone lives in the Belfast area for me to walk past and get a street pass. And then Nick goes into my DMs asking to meet up. At first I'm semi-excited, because, the biggest street pass...
this guy, he's visiting Ireland, and he's going to Belfast? The heart of the fucking Ulsters, bro? Fucking traitor. Traitor. 14-year-old exposed himself.
Might street pass with me. Well, of course, I remember his actions, so I'm already on edge here. He then says he wants to give something to me, which was pretty cool at the time. I didn't really want to meet up with him though, because it'd be pretty awkward to explain to my family members who this man is and why he's giving me a 3D printed statue of a Nintendo character. So I am pretty standoffish at this point. He asked me how old I am, so I say I am a minor, which he should probably already know, but he still wants to meet up.
Explain everything for the 100th time that I don't like this guy, even though it's been publicly obvious. Okay, Dust Bunny. Just because... I get you don't like him. There's a lot of fucking people I don't like either. Not liking somebody... There's like... doesn't warrant, like, this extreme of a fucking reaction. We get it. You don't like somebody. This is, like, a little bit extreme.
My trip was cut short before he arrived, so I didn't end up meeting.
He has a really weird obsession with Tipster. His brother probably is sick of his shit. Yeah, I've seen that.
With him.
Check inbox. Dude, what is going on? We're, like, juggling to...
And then a few weeks later, I'm back home in Scotland, and my friend Jesse brings up the fact that a lot of people in his comment sections look like bots. Nick gets very defensive and starts saying a lot of rude and, frankly, not needed things to me and Jesse, with Robert joining in. Unfortunately, I have no screenshots of this because I was kicked shortly after. But before I was kicked, Nick drops this bombshell of a message that kicked it all off. I was immediately disgusted in the way he talks down to me, as I was supporting him for years. And that's when I decided I was finally done with him. I sent all the screenshots I could to someone to ask for their help because I realized quickly that Nick was a dangerous person. I ended up having this image as my banner on Twitter for a while because I thought it was a funny message. But this did end up kicking off a massive Twitter feud with him and some of my friends, which resulted in a lot of name calling, which I am not proud of. At this part of the video, I will be going into his video where he slanders me and my name, despite the fact that all of the evidence of him being strange with me had my name blurred out for my privacy, which already goes to show how much he really cares.
Okay, you know what? I'm reading two things at once. I'm dealing with two situations at once. I don't give a fuck about this. This guy's a fucking crackhead and he was mean to you. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done. Checked. I'm just like getting a million DMs out of I'm like stealing this kid's exposed video. Maybe I'll go back and cover it another time. I don't care. I'm not going to pretend to care. Okay, you guys are like, there is no reason somebody not liking somebody else should ever cause this much fucking trouble. This is like insane, people. Calm your fucking shit. Holy fuck. Let's get to the real drama. Nobody wants to fucking call in about it. Okay, sorry. Leaked DMs? Aiden, why did you betray Dust Bunny? I'm not the one that by the way, first of all, if you guys are gonna let someone back into the server, I would just like appreciate it if you like fucking went to me before you did that, right? Because now it's like causing a bunch of shit. I get you have your like wants or whatever, but it's ultimately my decision. What does it mean for the future of AIDS gang? I don't know. We're gonna need to clean house. Okay, we're gonna need to clean house. I have this like subsect of my community that are like total trolls that like goading people into crashing out, and it's creating some problems. And I encourage it. Okay, so I gotta clean house. I gotta reorganize everything. I gotta clean house. I gotta figure out what's going on here. In other news, I woke up to a DM from Stardust, and this is public to read because she told me to ask this to Queeman. Ask Queeman what he would do if every time I pissed, it ran down his leg. Pretty important question. So I don't know what that meant. It was like super random. I don't regularly DM Stardust. So I'm like, what the fuck is like, what is this DM about? Apparently there was like a fake Aiden that went into Stardust chat and had some interaction that apparently contextualized me getting this message. But I was very confused. I was very confused. I don't know what's going on there. Can we talk about some more great coverage of me? Hold on. Wait, where is it? In my inbox. Somebody linked this and now I can't fucking find it. Dude, it was that clip from Half Baked. Okay, so Half Baked, the fucking, I don't know if anyone is like actually still watching this shit. It's a podcast hosted by Diorio, Turkey Tom, Lord Vega. I'm friends with all of them. Okay, but right now, there is
Hello.
so even now, it's even now gone into, it's even now leaked into Half Baked. Ethan Klein sues Casey Tron, Denims, Frogan, Ethan Hassan Destiny, Denims, Frogan, Ethan Hassan Destiny. But apparently my name got mentioned in this new episode. So let's check it out, folks. I'm sure they had nice things to say about me.
Her stream like maybe a week ago to see what was going on with it, like before the lawsuit was announced.
You click on, she's talking about Fortnite.
But she had even less viewers than I could have imagined. She had 64.
Oh, it's better than Aiden.
But isn't it kind of amazing how much media coverage this person gets considering she...
Really? 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 Instead of rooting for my success, you laugh and gloat at my attempts to work my way up. What kind of friends do I have, man? What kind of friends do I have? You're getting bullied? I'm not getting bullied. I hold my tongue because everyone else is so fucking offended in this community, right? But then they take shots. I'm biting my tongue, right? I could say so many things about so many people. I'm not talking about leaking shit, but I could be the meanest guy in the fucking room, and I don't, because I respect certain people. And you know what? You know what they do? They just fucking stab me in the back. Stab me in the back. Snakes everywhere, dude. Unban me? Tessa, you're not fucking banned. If you want to call in, Tessa, call in. Who's banned you from what? So, we're about to get in to my favorite, this next portion of drama is probably going to take us like 2 hours. But essentially, we've just hit the 2 hour mark now. We're probably going to go for 4 hours. I don't know if you could tell, I haven't slept in like 24 hours. But essentially, okay, hold on. Just a quick message. Even though Dust Bunny's left the server, Chronic, don't be fucking inciting people now to go leak his I'm not like entertaining this shit, okay? You guys handle your fucking shit, but don't like be inciting people to leak DMs and adding random fucking people. I don't fucking care. Anyways, why is every streamer tired all the time? I just don't sleep. But anyways, this next drama is going to take us about 2 hours, and it involves one of the most unhinged enemies I've ever had. This guy more than likely botted comments on my video today. He, following being caught engaging in a very odd manner with a 16-year-old on Twitter, and then me calling it out and then airing a call that had been recorded by Parry, he went, and according to him, unless he's leaving some detail out, went and reported me to the police. Or to a detective. He reported me to the police. for covering this. I'm not kidding you, okay? I'm not kidding you. This guy was threatening legal action and then apparently actually went to the police about me for covering him. I've been told from sources that I should be, they apparently have my, he apparently got my docs and I should be expecting a phone call at some point. My phone is on, the call has not come. Honestly, I would love to see what I've done wrong, that would be worthy of reporting me. He's botting Chud and Queeman's comments too, and he's botting Tommy C's comments. Believe it or not, Tommy's gonna say I did this, right? So, Starbased is a nobody until recently. Starbased has very specific talking points and defense strategies. His biggest defense strategy when he's accused of doing something is to deflect onto everyone. Okay, so he'll call everyone a pedophile, call everyone a creep, and when people were calling out his exchanges with the 16-year-old, now all of a sudden he's trying to pedo jacket everyone, call out morale, etc., etc. It's just him that does this, and I want you to see these comments, okay? So Purple Parry Gaming called Starbase a pedophile. Meanwhile, Starbase has the DMs proving all that crazy stuff. The audacity. Purple Parry Gaming being poor and friends of the literal predator cat freak. Yeah, the math ain't mathing. Purple Parry Gaming made everything up. Starbase wasted his time helping such a broke, ungrateful person. Other thing about Starbase is he's a narcissist that loves to brag about how wealthy he is. It is beyond wild that Purple Parry Gaming is a type with a cat freak accused of talking to kids, then denies messaging hater. What is he hiding? The groomer cat Purple Parry Gaming's tide is finally outed. So this guy, he did this to me too. I have all these like same comments. But his response is, and yeah, we totally believe this, by the way, little bro. Totally believe this. Where is it? I got permission to leak this DM. Apparently he's been sending it around as his official explanation. I think it is Kiwi Farmers. Now, I know that's a meme or whatever, but I showed my mates Morale's Kiwi Farms thread last night after telling them that don't touch the poo means, and I saw a post from last Monday about Parry. Just so you know, I've never been targeted by Kiwi Farms, even when I was actively beefing with the fucking sector. Kiwi Farms has briefly spoken about me a few times when my name got brought up in drama and like joked or like entertained the concept of making a thread once, but then they said like, yeah, that's retarded. I've never, covering anybody else, ever had to deal with this. Now I start covering you, and all these bots show up that are conveniently using the same really strange talking points and deflection strategies almost verbatim from what you have used in private Discord servers. Nobody on Kiwi Farms is keeping up with you enough to actually dedicate themselves to looking through your Discord presence to find your exact talking points and then go and bot other people. This is obviously you. The fact that you thought anyone would fucking believe this is moronic. But I have leaks about this police report. And I have leaks about Starbase's former identity, where he allegedly was run out of the community after sending an unsolicited dick pic to a woman. So all of this is coming up. We're going to be here. We're going to talk about me being reported to the police. A lot of stuff is happening here, folks. There is a leaked call as well in regards to this police report. So I'm going to go get a coffee, or not go get, I'm going to go make a coffee and have a fucking cigarette, and I'll be back here in a few minutes. You're not going to want to miss this next part. Make sure to like up. Make sure to be back here in fucking 7 to 10 minutes, because I think I already said you're not going to miss this next part. But for those of you who are curious, all right, here is my Tommy C coverage of Tommy C lying about me again the other day. So I think this is fun. Go watch this. I'll be back in a few minutes. How old is Aiden again? I'm 20. Are SIGs kosher? No. This dude giving us a commercial break. True. Doing.
J-Stock did that? I don't think J-Stock did that.
So even Tommy disagrees. So your co-host has now just falsely accused someone of doing something, right? Yeah, he's giving a list of names in response to the question, who am I running with that accused? I already put tipster debate in topics. Did Dickers host it? Dickers like sees like, oh, Aiden's discovered a lolcow. Let me like swoop in and fucking take it from him. But where is it? This is the funniest part. I just want to bring it up again. Wait, hold on. Why can't I? Okay, so Tommy is like, you're running with the people that are accusing me of sending dick pics to 14-year-olds, right? And I'm like, who? Who am I? Like, who is the person that I'm running with? That's like a very simple question, right? And then Vault eventually, just watch. This is the most stupid thing I've ever seen.
I'm lying. That didn't happen.
Who am I running
I'm
with?
like, who are you running? You're running with an entire crew.
So he doesn't have a name because he's not like, he doesn't like actually like do any research into like any claim he makes.
That entertain that. You're done with me. We're finished.
There's nobody that I'm cool with that did
Okay,
that.
here's a name. Here's a few names. Right.
So when he says here's a few names, what do you think he's giving you? What do you think he's going to give you, right? When he says here's a few names. A few names. Well, you would think he was giving you a list of names relating to the criteria you're asking for. People I hang out with that have accused Tommy C of sending dick pics to 14-year-olds, right? Well, that's not what Vault's doing. Vault literally is just giving a list of names. Wait.
Kidham House. J-Stock. Dickers.
Wait, J-Stock did that. J-Stock did that.
Oh yeah, so you're running with them.
No, I'm asking you a question. J-Stock said you sent a dick pic to a 14-year-old?
J-Stock did that? I don't think J-Stock did that.
So even Tommy disagrees. So your co-host has now just falsely accused someone of doing something, right? He's giving a list of names in response to the question, who am I running with that accused you of doing that, right? And even Tommy doesn't think that J-Stock did that. So Tommy doesn't call his co-host out for perpetuating bullshit, and then his co-host goes and like totally backtracks. I'm asking
I don't know. Fucking Vulture said. I didn't even know.
Yeah, but like,
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm asking.
the fucking crew though.
That's like the fucking crew. That had nothing to do with my question, you fucking moron. That wasn't what I asked. Anyways, side tangent. Didn't Queeman cover this already? I already covered this too. I'm just going and apparently I got mentioned again today, so we're gonna check that out real quick. So nice pre-stream Tommy tent. Ooh, I mentioned 15 times? Narcissism activated.
We got a lot of good stuff for you. It's so funny. Like, I get the story and I just write spicy sweep, right? And like,
Aiden, do you have the timestamps? No, I'm just searching my name. Do you want the sim? Wait, apparently, wait, give that to me. Wait, dude, that sounds like Kino. Okay, we have a good stream here today. Hold on.
Aiden comes in and goes, "You're a liar. You're always lying. What is it, Aiden? Let me ask you something. It's like, do I have to, I don't know, validate my jokes to you?
So now you're claiming that your opinions were jokes. When you stated that I was talking to Jeff Holiday and became a communist because I was talking to Jeff Holiday, even though I ceased communication with Jeff Holiday while I was still a conservative, right? And then I was I only went left wing when I was talking to a conservative rather than a left winger. That was just a joke. That was just a joke. No, that was like an outright lie, right? That was a total lie.
Do I have to, wait, technically, your joke is inaccurate.
When have I ever gone, what joke have I accused you of lying about? Okay, what joke have you made that I then responded with and called a lie? Okay, so this is now like another lie because I've never called a single joke that you've made a lie. So you're now just like lying again. That's another lie. Thank you.
Spicy thing is not tweeting at all, you fucking dork.
You're supposed to like write stats.
Wait, dude, wait a minute. I just realized something. Hold on. Dude, this entire fucking line of dialogue that he's doing right now, this entire line of dialogue where it's like, I'm like taking his joke seriously or whatever the fuck and trying to debate jokes, which has never happened, by the way, right? The co-host, what he's just now referenced, spicy chat isn't sweeping, right? The thing that he's now just gone and referenced. Where is it? Look at this, bro. The fucking irony. Oh, wait, no, his tweet was saying spicy, but this is the irony from his co-host, okay? His co-host, Vault, the guy who just accused of being like a prime dumbass, right? Is this you, bro? Is this you, little bro? I say, I just woke up, by the way, and I hadn't been like too up to date with the J-Stock stuff, but I joined and I made like a joke. I said, I hope I don't have to sweep for J-Stock. I'll actually quit. That's an obvious fucking joke. I'm not gonna go, if I'm sweeping for somebody, I'm not gonna go and announce it publicly. What are you talking about? So, yeah, this is your co-host. What you've just accused me of doing, which was a lie, never happened. Your co-host is actively doing.
In brackets. That's how you're supposed to do it.
They didn't teach you a sense of humor in that asylum of yours, you fucking prick, you.
You fucking nut job.
You're all grown up now. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, we got a lot of good stuff.
All right, let's see. Simpman, Aiden already knows. I know what. I'm confused. Has he gone yet? And I said to you guys before, Tommy has a lot of personal information about me, and I gave him credit. I said I didn't think he'd be low enough to go and do that. I don't know if he's done it yet. It's nothing that makes me look bad, so I'll easily address if he comes out with it. But obviously, like there's aspects of my life I'd rather not disclose. So, wait, Aiden Underground knows? What do I know?
I said spicy sweet. Fucking Aiden comes in. Imagine that being your fucking go-to ally. You know he's a complete idiot on Augie's.
And that job too.
He's a complete idiot on Augie's stream. I haven't been on Augie's streams in. Wait, you know what's so funny about this, by the way, too? He's like trying to, because he's like losing horribly. I've like refuted like every single point he's made, which is why he's like so afraid to talk to me in an environment that's not like completely under his control. Is because, but he's now like leaning back on the fact that Augie's chat hates me from like years ago, right? And the irony of that is Augie's chat, the people in the Clip Live subreddit, are literally siding with me.
Yeah. There's your guy.
The fucking loony bin.
No, this is so funny. Let's get right into it because it's just hysterical. This is nuts. It's so funny. Curious about YouTube drama. Go to Aiden. Is admittedly unstable. We're not here. They've got some decisions to make. Keep in mind, the girl that's accused him is admittedly unstable.
The stream segment is going to do numbers when the mic clips every string because the gain is so high. Let me turn it down. Sorry. Fuck, I can't get my audio right. What's like the ideal decibel? Do you want to keep your audio peaking at around? Where do you want your audio to like peak around? -20? Okay.
We're not here to get.
I don't know how Aiden convinces himself he's winning when he gets owned this hard. So true. Okay, apparently Simpman calls in about, wait, dude, let's go. I've said this about, okay, Simpman is the guy that started the Kick Aiden meme. I can't hate Simpman, okay? He's called into these streams a few times, and he's very friendly. This guy is like, he's like Benedict Arnold on steroids. It's like, when we say this guy flip-flops whoever he's talking to, like we mean like an overtime thing. Simpman literally does it every day, and it's so fucking funny, dude. Whoever he's actively talking to, he like fucking like flips to their side. You're either quiet or blaring. Yeah, true, there's no in between. Turn it up. Okay, is this good? Is this good for you? Is this good? Is it loud enough yet?
What do you say?
Well, Cleveland's in there apparently rewriting history.
Oh, shocking.
Yeah, I
Isn't
know,
like
right?
how they rewrote history? It's like everybody knew about the dress. Look, here's him getting a thing from a receipt from Victoria's Secret. Yeah, that trick they're gonna rewrite history. Good, let them do it.
Nobody rewrote history on that. People had to piece together what they knew at what time, because this is a lot of this involves private voice chat communications from like over half a year ago. So obviously there are going to be details that you either don't remember happening at a certain time, or details that you later remember occurred at that certain time, right? This was like a discussion that went on for a very long time. So yeah, it might be like hard to pinpoint what exact day, what person knew what, right? He accused you and Queeman of. Are you serious, bro? What? Are you serious?
The circle can't hold it out.
You're lying. I don't believe. I'm not gonna be like Tommy. I don't believe that for a sec, but that would be hilarious. That'd be very funny if he did that.
They're gonna start fighting with each other.
Yeah. Listen, the best part about it is that he's like going through the video and saying that through the first video, everybody remembers.
He's right. No, he's. Listen, Lumpy is Lumpy, okay? He said Lumpy is Lumpy. He goes and says whatever, right? But I need to have at least like some people I can trust to like say something accurate. You cannot be shitting. You cannot be bullshitting me on this.
I think it was just an okay video. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was bad. But the video he's now saying is actually a full the first Destiny video that also exposed Opposite Sunday and Beckett.
Okay.
Willie's video.
Okay. Willie's video or.
Yeah, Willie's first.
Oh, Willie's first video. Okay. All right. Let me hear this.
So he's going through that and saying that throughout that video, he's actually downplaying a lot of what Destiny did. He's actually giving a lot of outs. He's like saying there's a path of redemption, all these other things. Willie's video is pretty harsh and even contradicts a lot of what Queen says, especially with reference.
God, I don't. So here are the criticisms I remember from like Willie's video. I remember that. What's her name? Her name starts with an S. He had claimed he'd reached out to everyone, but there's someone he had missed, right? And that's a valid criticism. I think he had misused a certain journalistic term. Like I'm not talking about like the more subjective criticism. Like was this hard enough or whatnot? I remember I agreed with almost every single criticism everybody had levied against Willie's video. I had just disagreed with like the severity of the conclusion. I had said, yep, all this criticism is valid, but I think this is like things that are fixable, right? So people say I'm fence sitting. No, there are some situations where when both parties are very opinionated, right? One side likes Willie and is incentive to go and defend him. The other side hates this guy's guts. You're going to get like two very polarizing takes. There will be some situations where your take is more moderate. And in this case, I agreed with the criticism from the people who hated his guts, but I disagreed with the conclusion that meant none of his backlog of content could ever be trusted.
Towards other videos that did a really good job on covering Destiny.
Hey, Chad, you and your crew are only preaching to the choir now.
What?
I lost. I got ratio. Now you're.
All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. We're here. We're back. Better than ever. All right. So that being said, oh my God. All right. Yeah, it'd be great if you guys like didn't like create drama like while actually I'm not gonna say that because it could be content, but like holy fuck, one sec. Yeah, it'd be great if you guys like didn't like cause like random people to crash out while I was live in my server. Very distracting stuff. Discord, I know, it's retarded, it's gay. Listen, I love having a server because I get like the scoop on a lot of stuff, okay? I get the scoop early on some stuff. All right. Anyways. Aiden lost his most I don't want to I didn't want to lose him, okay? That's why I didn't want Chronic unbanned. Chronic doesn't contribute anything. And he's like kind of annoying, and for some reason whenever he's in my server there's some drama involving him. So, it was not a trade-off that I consented to, and whatever mod that was responsible is losing their mod. Sorry. Your whole life is ruined. Hopefully you're not like Hellbent where like getting mod is like the most like fulfilling part of your life. Okay, cool. So, with that being said, let's do the quick monologue, folks. So, for those of you that don't know, Star-based, regular chatter, server member of my Discord, former server member of my Discord. I just explained this before, but I'm going to re-explain it. Was caught DMing a 16-year-old, essentially positioning himself as, hey, you can trust me and come to me if anyone's bothering you, and then like trying to like befriend them privately in DMs discreetly, and then message the beginning of this to Parry to make it look like, oh, I'm being open about it, it's above board, but conveniently cropped out the part where he was like sending this person like pictures of his parrot and trying to befriend them. It was really weird, okay? It was very strange. But with that being said, he got called on this, and he's been having the like most prolonged crash out ever that has culminated in him allegedly reporting me to the police. So we're going to take a look at this, and we're going to take a look at his alter ego that was exposed from BreadTube, where he essentially allegedly sent a dick pic to somebody unsolicited. So let's take a look at all this. Hold on. Yes, he apparently is getting police involved, and the police are supposedly interested in me. Hold on. It's here somewhere. Sorry, I'm still getting DM'd about this fucking... please, guys. It's, like, so annoying when you cause, like, fucking drama while I'm live. It's so gay. Here it is. So, he essentially... Oh, by the way, he also, at the same time, followed this 16... He's 30 years old, by the way. At the same time of, like, sending these DMs... He followed this fucking 16-year-old on Twitter, right? And he was retweeting stuff like this. Apparently, he was just DMing this person for their safety, right? To make sure nobody bothers them, right? He DM'd haters saying, if anybody like QQ bothers you, let me know, right? For those of you that don't know, QQ is my head mod. QQ... to my knowledge, has never directly communicated with this minor. QQ's only involvement with this minor is telling other people to remove this minor from their server because they are a minor. So, apparently, Starbase takes issue with that, with advocating for the removal of this minor from a server. But while DMing this minor saying, yeah, if anyone bothers you, you can come to me. Not your parents, not the police, but him, some random 30-year-old on Discord. He's, like, retweeting stuff like this, following them. Yeah. But so I air a call between him and Parry. And where is this? I'm looking for one very specific DM. Hold on, here's the DM. One sec. So, okay, the note. Parry never had consent to record. Even I said I'm not sure he's in the call. California, being a two-party state, I will be a gay F-slur and bury them. In reference to me and in reference to Parry. And apparently he threatened to strike Parry's airing of this call. Now, for those of you that don't know, with my minimal legal knowledge, right, the two-party consent status, right, whether that's illegal or not, it depends on where the person who's recording is located. Parry lives in Malta, okay? In Malta, to my knowledge, it is one-party consent. So Parry could record Starbase without Starbase knowing. Just because Starbase lives in California does not mean that all of a sudden California law is going to apply to Parry, who's in Malta. Now, for my part in this, airing the secretly recorded call, I don't understand how I could be legally held accountable because I, A, did not believe it was obtained illegally, knowing that Parry lives in Malta, and B, this exact scenario I think is protected by a Supreme Court decision where there was like a call illegally recorded by a union official and then or illegally recorded of a union official, and then a journalist received the call and then aired it or covered it, and the journalist got sued and the Supreme Court ruled because he hadn't been the one to illegally obtain the recording, he was in the clear and just exercising his First Amendment rights. So there is nothing, I'm not legally liable for any of this. I assumed he was threatening to sue me here. That's what it sounded like. So I said, okay, if he wants to play that game, let's be like, let's troll a little bit, okay? He's claiming that I run a non-18 plus space, which is a lie. My server explicitly states when you enter that it is 18 plus. If you are under the age of 18 and we know about it, you will be banned. And if you were suspected of being under the age of 18, you'll be banned until you can prove you're not. Okay? So no, my place, it is an 18 plus space. So I was jokingly like, dude, I should tell him when he sues me that I'm going to countersue for defamation per se. Obviously, I was never actually going to sue him, right? Unless he sued me. If he actually took me to court over this, I would countersue. I'd figure out something to countersue for, okay? If he actually tried to take me to court over this. But in all honesty, no. I was gonna say that to be like, I wonder how he'd react. But hold on. So Parry recorded, Starbase tells me and Parry that we're going to face significant, where's the group chat? He messages a group chat containing me and Parry, where he writes, hey guys, I'm not sure what you're thinking, so now's the time to get in a call. Of course, I see the enticing value of the story, but we should have agreed on something like anonymizing my voice or whatever leaves me comfortable with my privacy and leaves you free to get your bag. I have 30 minutes, sometime between 1 to 3 Pacific Standard Time. So I said, can this discussion be live for my own safety? He says, no, I'm extending an olive branch to you guys before moving forward. So people are tipping me off. He's apparently going to be planning on suing. And then I said, if you want to ask someone to do something, you should probably elaborate as to why. He said, I'll be clearer. I'm looking for some cooperation. Otherwise, I have more pressing calls to make. I love California. He's trying to be cocky, because this guy didn't even do basic research of the law. Just because he lives in a two-party state does not mean that applies to the guy recording in Malta. But he threatens, he's made several threats, and then he messages a server, so what I said about this guy, by the way, is right? I'm not a therapist. This is like a narcissist if I've ever seen one. He likes to feel useful. He likes to feel in charge of people. He likes to feel useful to them, and he likes to brag about his wealth, his knowledge, his status all the fucking time. He's even doing it on these alt accounts, right? And he, because of his like narcissism, he is totally reliant on other people's view of him. He needs it. Okay, it's like his life source. He needs other people to praise and admire him. And as a result of that, somebody like him is not capable of disengaging, right? This happened after the dick pic incident where he left and came back the same month under a new name, Starbase. And the reason he deleted the parrot photo from the hater DMs is because if we saw what the parrot looked like before he leaked it, we would have realized Starbase and Paragon are the same person. It specifically states a violation of two-party consent is if Aiden is the one who recorded Starbase. True. So he also defaults from California law to federal wiretapping laws. He's like, I love California, and then says I violated federal wiretapping laws. I didn't record him, by the way. But a common theme is, if Starbase is being called out on like creepy or weird behavior, he likes to project. He starts talking about Loam. He's like, why are Loam fangirls drawing him all gimped up? What is Ali Khan talking to these kids to give them these ideas? Ali Khan has no active involvement with, so he tries to like link whoever's criticizing him at the time to like being creepy with kids. Like, oh, Ali Khan watches Loam, and Loam is fangirls that draw art of him. Therefore, Ali Khan's a creep. It doesn't matter what fucking whiteboard of connections you try to draw. We don't need to go through like 5 layers of connections. You directly messaged a 16-year-old and positioned yourself as a trusted adult to talk to them discreetly, and then tried to engage in a friendship with them, and retweeted fucking tweets where they're referencing like rape and shit. He just constantly tries to pedo jag. It doesn't work, of course. Where is it? There's a better message I'm looking for here. Hold on. Okay, so after this threat happens, me and Parry get into a call. We work out a game plan. I'm like, let me threaten to countersue him and see how he reacts. Right? So me and Parry get into a call where Parry is recording. So this is that call. You're going to be listening to it right now. Okay, let me do the talking at first.
Shut up, but you're so full of yourself.
Dude,
sometimes.
I'm not doing this for content right now. Just trust my plan for a sec. You're gonna see what I'm doing.
I already said yes. It's just that's.
Yeah, this was a gay op problem. This was absolutely a gay op. I went up to that issue. I forgot what I wanted to get him to say. Oh, I had a suspicion at that point in time that he like knew he was being recorded in the Parry call, so I think I just wanted him to admit that. But so what is gay about this? What is gay about any of this?
Oh, I already said yes.
Okay, all right. I'm not. You take everything so personally. Oh, I don't know why Parry was recording this part.
You're talking to me, bucko. Jeez.
Yeah, but it's nothing to do. It's something against you.
You were gonna say something to do with you. I heard you all. Okay.
No, I said.
Hello?
Yo, what's up?
Okay, guys. So here's the deal. I have an appointment later with a detective.
Dude, he has an appointment with a detective. Okay, he's an appointment with a detective, bro. A detective. And somehow this is my problem, right?
I'm not comfortable at all with this situation, and for me,
Who gives a fuck what you're comfortable with? I'm not comfortable with your fucking weird pedo lolicon profile picture and the fact that you were messaging a 16-year-old. I'm not comfortable with that. I'm not going to a detective. Probably should.
it looks like you guys are protecting this kitty cat pedophile freak. So,
Oh, that's the other part. He comes in here and brings up morale. This is another part of the deflection, okay? He comes in there and then just starts like talking about morale. I'm associated with morale. I've criticized him for a lot of things, but I don't think we talk like that much, right? So I don't know how I'm protecting him from anything.
you either wrap this up and sort your shit out.
Wait, who am I protecting?
I don't know. You guys got this freak that is like texting women. He wants to rape them and he wants to nigger fuck them and all this stuff. And frankly, I'm uncomfortable.
So just so you know, rape play and race play, although it is disgusting and I will heavily judge him for this, is not a crime. And that is not pedophilia if you're doing it with a grown adult. The only case you could make for morale, you could try to make for morale being a pedophile is if you're going to argue that him flirting with a 17-year-old when he was sick or when he was 21 makes him a pedophile, which nobody who knows anything about pedophilia would ever fucking argue. That's not pedophilia. That's somebody who's like fucking horny and reckless, right? 21 being attracted to 17 is within the normal age range of sexual attraction in terms of psychosexual development. Now, the age of consent exists because we need to set a hard line somewhere, or you could keep pushing the line. So it's kind of like a rule that reduces harm. So pushing that for your temporary impulsive sexual desires, although in Morale's case it doesn't make you a pedophile, it's wrong, right? It's wrong because that line exists to reduce harm.
You guys got kids around.
But that's way different than pedophilia, right?
I don't have not me.
Anyone who argues that's pedophilia, ask what changed substantially enough between the few months between when Morale was talking to them when they were 17 and the few months later when they turned 18. What changed about them in between that period that would be like the thing that would like differentiate Morale, that would all of a sudden make Morale not a pedophile or not a pedophile to being one, right? Aiden defending a freak right now. Of course, Spinal BJ's on this guy's side, bro.
I've already informed you guys.
What kids do I have around? What kids do I have around? What kids do I have
I don't
around?
know. I don't know.
So you don't know.
The thing is that
You just made the accusation. So you just accused me of having kids around. So I asked him what kids do I have around. He says he doesn't know.
he says one. I don't. Well, the thing is
Not
that
for me.
it's not between me and you guys anymore. I'm tapping out. Like I've already moved forward with having a call later today.
Well, you realize you're engaged in defamation per se, right? I'm not actually seriously going to sue him for defamation per se. This is me trying to fuck with him. And by claiming that I'm harboring minors in my server publicly when this is verifiably untrue.
I don't. Well, verify it with the authorities, not with me. That's not
that's the plan.
See you guys. Like I informed you that I'm not comfortable with this information coming out. I was trying
You
to
were
talk to you guys.
comfortable with it. You were comfortable with it. You said to me,
no,
use
I
my
was comfortable
discretion.
with you. Well, yeah. I told you I'm not sure if this is being recorded, but inform the others that involved of what they need to, not publicly disseminate this information. So the thing is that you've already forced my hand. I'm already going forward with this.
Wait, force your hand to do what? Starbase, talk to me here.
We had
do what?
any
Force your hand to do
opportunity.
what? I love how severely this dude is he's fully psychotic. He's absolutely psychotic. He thinks his tactic of like trying to like link unrelated people together. He's like, somebody had like something, not even like pedophilia or anything sexual, but some drama that involved a minor. Therefore, they know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows the person that's actively criticizing me. Therefore, I can link those two things together and draw attention away from the fact that I was messaging a 16-year-old in a context that was just not appropriate. If anyone is a pedophile, it is Morale. If you want to call in and argue that, Spinal, feel free.
To work this out.
Force your hand to do what?
Oh, I don't know. You guys call me a pedophile. All these weird.
I don't think I ever called him a pedophile, but like the more he goes, like the more I start leaning in that direction.
Allegations going around.
I never said that.
I never called
I fought against that
called him
claim.
a pedophile.
I don't know what you guys like. It's I'm hearing all
do
this
you see what
stuff,
you're
and
doing?
I
Do you
think
see
you
what you're
handled
doing?
it. I don't
On one hand,
you
you're
should
making
care.
claims that we're shut the fuck up. On one hand, you're making claims that we're doing things like harboring kids or calling you a pedophile, and then when I ask when or what kids, you say I don't know if you are. So why are you
What do you
saying
mean?
that I am if you don't know?
I told you guys all about. I mean,
What
no,
minor
so
am I
yeah.
harboring?
I don't. I mean, you had this whole stream where you're talking about we don't have minors around here, guys. Oh, this.
Wait, so okay, so just keep in mind, he's like, you're keeping minors around, and it's like, okay, what minors am I keeping around? He's like, you had this whole stream where you were talking about how you don't keep minors in your server, and other people shouldn't keep minors in their server. That's my proof that you keep minors in your server.
This guy had a minor. Oh, there's three minors.
Wait, so what does that
and
to
then
do
I
with
hear
me?
that
Yes, someone
like,
else.
texting,
Yeah,
and
wait,
that he
I'm
wants to like nigger fuck people, and he has this fetish for fucking black women, and it's
Wait,
like
how am I accountable? How am I accountable for
tried to
morale
handle
rights?
this with
How
you
am
guys.
how am I how
but
am
you
I
just completely.
how
you're
am I
just
accountable
completely
for morale
incompetent.
rights?
So
How
I
am
don't
I?
trust you guys. I don't know.
Wait,
you guys sort it out.
Starbase, it's
I'm
really
telling you guys
it's
the
really
information.
weird. Can I say
Handle it.
something? Can you hear me
Well,
out?
I mean,
I think it's really weird that you have an issue with me for telling someone else to get minors out of his server. The stream you're referencing was me
not my
telling.
problem. Wait, my problem is that
You brought it up. That's the problem he just brought up, by the way. That's bizarre. Oh,
you
you just
recorded
brought
me
it
without
up.
my consent.
I
and then
didn't
you just-
record you. I literally never recorded you.
You disseminated. You. I mean, you have the recording
Under count, this was established by the Supreme Court, right? In a case of recording a
Blah, blah, okay.
neighbor versus other consent.
You know what? Get a lawyer and sort it out with my
already
lawyer.
have
I don't
one.
care.
I already have one. Do you actually want to
Okay.
do that?
Well, I mean, the thing is, for me, it's just I'm just talking to a detective. I'm not even sure I have to do anything.
He's talking to a detective. He's talking to a detective. Interesting. A detective. What crime do you think's been committed by either of us?
I don't know. I
don't know. I'm going to the detective to just like ask if you've committed a. Can you imagine if he sounds this schizo and can't explain anything to us? Like, can you imagine if he actually did talk to a detective, which at this point I believe he did. But the kicker here is that it's not like he actually went to a police station to talk to a detective. Apparently the detective is just like his friend's dad.
For me to determine.
Okay, well, the detective might have you put on like a involuntary mental health hold.
Okay. Have fun, guys. So yeah, this is fun.
Have fun too. Send me your
Contact me again.
You
This guy messed up.
contacted me.
Okay, well that's great.
Okay, so that's where the call ends. Starbase was supposed to call in today, and then once again, he ran, because he always fucking runs for me. You don't have my consent to release it publicly. If you do, that's a huge privacy for me, man. You can release an uncensored transcript. Morale's sex pesting Parapon to do rape, race play, and she's scared of... So to keep... Let me... It is not fair. I didn't realize people would take this much issue with Parapon. Essentially... Parapon was like consensually engaged in some weird like kink conversations and photos with Morale. I haven't looked into the details of it. I just know it was all consensual. She gossiped with someone she believed to be her friend online about this, and he took it and worded it like it's an actual allegation. She wasn't scared to come forward. She didn't come forward because she didn't think there was any allegation to be made. Because it was consensual. Yeah, it's fucking weird. It's weird fetish, degradation, race play, fucking whatever, right? But it's not like an actual allegation. Parapon leaked DMs. That's kind of fucked. Spinal, do you want to call in, buddy? But like, yeah, I don't think it was ever Parapon's intent to be levying a serious allegation against Morale. I don't think that was ever the intent. He took this, and he's only bringing it up, by the way, because he will try anything to fucking deflect the allegations being made against him. I guess you're working for Adderall Aiden or something. Adderall Aiden? The deleted message with my pet was something like, "Oh, hi, hater. Well, when I reached out to you, it was more of a way for it to get in contact with others." Yeah, by the way, it took us days of pulling teeth to get him to release his full DMs with hater. And when he finally did, some of the messages were edited and an image was deleted. The image was supposedly of his parrot, okay? And I thought that maybe the image he deleted wasn't actually of a parrot and he just edited the message, because the message where he says what he sent is edited, to say it was. I find out it actually was of a parrot, and the reason he deleted it is because he was trying to obscure his identity so people didn't link him back to Paragon. Wrap this shit up and clean my name by the beginning of next week, please, and we can both move on and take it easy. Escalating further is going to end up hurting Parapon. She's just a kid who she's 18 years old, and nobody's cleaning up your name, bro. You're botting shit. Like, he claims he's this, like, wealthy person of status. No fucking wealthy person of status is, like, doing shit like this, bro. I'm sorry. Well, actually, I don't know how true that is. There probably are some wealthy schizos. But, like, you're totally psychotic. Spinal, what's up, man?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's the profile picture?
Huh? Oh, the profile picture? She's eating ice.
How old is she?
Well, it's the girl from, like, UA Nikki, so nobody really knows. There's no, like, real age.
If, let's say you had to take a guess.
Me?
Yeah.
Probably, like, I don't know.
Got it.
I wouldn't be able to take a guess, because it literally just, like, depends on who's drawing her.
Got it. So I guess, what is your, where do you stand when it comes to the Starbase shit?
I mean, I'm being neutral on it. I just think it's really crazy how everybody's like, oh, this guy's a sex pest, this guy's a sex pest. But you guys are all, like, fine with one sex pest walking around. You guys are, like, fine with one pedophile sex pest.
Wait, how is...
Pedophile is not exactly, like, the word I would use, is what someone else is called him, but, like, he is definitely a sex pest.
Okay. Just to be clear, so we get this out. You did just call him a pedophile in chat, so you don't think he's a pedophile?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, no, I said if anybody's more of a pedophile, it's probably him. You said Starbase was a no.
Do you think
Starbase was a pedophile, and I said if anybody's more of a pedophile, it's Morale.
Do you think Morale is a pedophile, yes or no?
Do I think it? No. But I think if anybody was more likely to be one, it would be, if I had to choose between who's more likely to be a pedophile between Starbase and Morale, I would pick Morale.
Why?
Because Morale has a habit of talking to people who are actually under the age of consent and or just recently turned legal or whatever. Starbase, as far as I'm aware, is a sex pest. But it is with a woman who's like, what, 20-something?
Just to be clear, do you think 21 and 18 is like an abnormal range? Like, do you think 21...
I don't think it's abnormal, but I think if you wait... I don't think it's abnormal, but if the person just recently turned 18 not too long ago, I think it's incredibly fucking weird, yes.
Wait, why is it weird if you're 21?
Because it comes off as weird. It makes it seem like you fucking, like, waited for that shit. It's kind of fucking weird.
Wouldn't it be like a 3-year age gap? And also, shouldn't you wait?
Why would you... Okay. What do you mean, shouldn't you wait? For starters, okay, elaborate this to me. Explain it to me, because now I'm confused. You're confused.
Sure.
What do you mean, why wouldn't you wait?
Sure. So 17 is post-pubescent, and you're going through a transitional phase where you're about to enter early adulthood. 21, you're still in early adulthood. So you're in comparable periods of life. So it would not be abnormal for a 21-year-old to be attracted to a 17-year-old. The age of consent exists so that people, to reduce harm, because if we don't have a solid line, people will just keep trying to make exceptions, leading to potentially more harm of kids. So within this normal range of attraction, it's good to wait until they are legal so you don't violate the standard. But the mere attraction...
You don't think it's, like, weird to wait for them to hit legal age?
No, if you're attracted to them when they're 17 at 21 and you wait until they hit 18, you're being responsible.
I think if you're attracted to them... Okay, I'll word it like this. If you're attracted to them at 17, what's stopping you from going lower and lower? You don't... Because I'll be the first to say this, and I'm going to say this. You don't change that much from, like, 15, 16, 17. What's stopping that from going lower?
Wait, 15 and 17-year-olds are actually very different. I don't know if you...
No. You don't physically change is what I'm saying. You don't change. You don't go through like some massive change. So what's stopping that from going lower?
Okay, you don't think people physically change between? I mean, I know.
I don't think there's no like big physical difference. No, from the ages of 15 to 17, I didn't have any real big physical changes. No, I've been the exact same since like 15.
Okay, maybe people go through puberty at different stages. Like we were talking about a difference between a freshman and a senior. You don't. You can't tell the difference. You can't go to high school and like look and tell and estimate. Is this person a freshman or a senior? They just like all look the same to you.
When I was in freshman year, there was a senior who was like 6'4", had a full beard and mustache, and looked at like he was like a freshman. He looked like he was a senior. This is the point I'm making.
There are
There's no like
there are
big
exceptions.
difference between the decent chunk of them.
Exceptions
Especially now,
exceptions.
because the recent generation, decent chunk of my classmates, I've had multiple people have this happen. Decent chunk of my classmates around the time all had people assume they were older than they actually were. I had some fucking girls ask me to buy them fucking cigarettes when I was like 15, 16. So yes, it is possible. And yes, I think it's more common than people like to make it out to be.
It is, but exceptions don't violate the general rule, right?
Exceptions. It's not an exception anymore at this point.
You think generally you can't distinguish seniors from freshmen?
I think generally now there's like less of a difference in gaps, like in terms of like physical, I guess, what's it called? Like difference. Because I feel like you could easily distinguish.
Okay. So you don't think the average person is going to look different between when they're a freshman in high school and a senior in high school, physically?
Maybe like a beard. That's about all I'd say. Yeah, probably just a beard or something for like a guy. But other than that, I wouldn't say like there's that much of a difference.
I don't know if you're homeschooled or just didn't have like a lot of contact with other kids. But yeah, like there's obviously going to be like there's going to be like a decently substantial physical difference. And even then, right? It's not just appearance based, right? You could reason with yourself at 21 that the 17-year-old is old enough to consent to your advances, right? Because you're within a 3-year range, right? That's much harder to do with a 15-year-old as they come off as much more mentally immature, right? They're at a much different stage of life than you.
You don't think the 17-year-olds at a much different stage of life than you?
They're in a pretty different stage, but not anything that would like make it deviate outside like the normal range of attraction for a 21-year-old.
Yeah, but it's a different stage of life.
I mean, yeah, there's a different stage of life between 20 and 21-year-olds. 21-year-olds can now drink.
No, there isn't.
When you're at 21, you can now do a bunch of things that you couldn't do when you were 20. You can now go to bars. You can now go to bars. You can now go clubbing. You can now go fucking.
Aiden, be realistic. Do you genuinely think people are waiting till they hit 21 to do that shit?
No. Okay, for like parties and shit, no, right? And like I know if you're in college, you like use a fake to get into bars and stuff. But obviously, when you legally get your ID and shit, you're obviously gonna be like not gonna, because correct me if I'm wrong, for fakes and shit, you don't go to like high-end bars, right? You don't go to high-end bars where they're like actually scanning your ID. You go to like shitty fucking hole in the wall, yeehaw ass fucking pieces of shit. When you're legal, right? You could go to high-end bars. You can go
but the point I'm sort of making is that it doesn't really matter whether it's like high-end or low-end. The point is still that you don't technically have much of a difference. From 20 to 21, you could probably find some place that would still just let you in.
You're obviously in a different stage of life, right?
Why? How are you in a like what?
I just explained it. Do you think like has your life changed at all between last year and this year?
No.
Okay, mine has.
The only thing that I could say is like half a change is like a job, I guess, but that's like no.
Mine has a lot.
I don't drink, I don't smoke.
Mine's changed a lot. Mine's changed a lot.
Yours has changed a lot? How so?
Because this is an age where like a year is actually going to be like a pretty substantial change to your life when you're like in your early 20s, late teens. Like for example, you know, I started taking new classes, finding new interests. I started streaming again. You know, getting more comfortable in front of a live camera. You know, figuring out exactly like solidifying like the path that I want to take. I switched my major. So yeah, this year is like a bit.
And these are like massive changes.
Yeah, these are pretty massive changes. I've literally just changed my entire path.
And how old are you?
Right now, I'm 20.
Okay then. So if a 17-year-old were to walk up to you or whatever, you think they would be comparable to your stage of life?
Wait, did you drop out of high school, by the way?
No, I graduated. I had like a fucking 3.6, 3.8 GPA
Oh,
or
shit.
whatever.
You drop out of college?
I never went to college.
Oh, fair enough. Some people are saying you're a dropout.
No, I'm not. Anyways,
Wait,
this is all like,
hold on. When you say you graduated, do you get your GED?
no, I got a high school diploma.
Okay, got it.
Well, okay, I don't have the physical thing, but I graduated. I didn't show up
Wait.
the last day to pick up the diploma.
Okay, got it. Dude, okay. So, but
Yeah, I was gonna say because I don't remember where I was going with this. We like sidetracked.
yeah, we got a bit derailed, right? But what do you? Okay, so with Morale being a pedophile, right? What has he done that's like even parallel to that, right? We've established. You, I think, even agreed with me earlier
Like
that like
him being like, yeah, well, yeah, I agree. It's like not. I wouldn't. Okay, I would say it's weird, but I would not say it's like pedophilic. But the reason why I'm saying he's more of is because by normal people's standards, especially nowadays, a 21-year-old with like a 17-year-old, most people would probably find that like weird and somewhat pedophilic.
I actually, when this was going down, I actually consulted with Reddit to see and Quora to see what they thought about it, and it seemed like everyone was on board that 21-17 was like not a big deal. I don't know.
Quora and Reddit.
Maybe we could go. I don't know if they've done polling on this, but I actually don't think many people think that's like a huge deal.
Okay, and for some reason, I'm supposed to care about like the other guy.
It's within a normal range of attraction. It's like a 3-year or less difference. There's like it's completely normal range of attraction. The only problem with it is, right, by pursuing it, you'd be going against the hard line that we draw to minimize harm through people constantly trying to make exceptions or pushing the line, which I think is reckless and you shouldn't do. But it's not pedophilia or indicative of any form of abnormal attraction, which is what pedophilia is, right? In regards to, what's his fucking face? Starbase, do you think he did anything wrong?
I think he was retarded for messaging that. What's it called? Whatever. What is her fucking name? Hater or whatever. I think it was retarded for messaging her. But I think like the people were like, "Oh, that's pedophilic. That's pedophilic. You're fucking retarded." Because there was like no sign of like grooming or fucking pedophilia, and you're just being retarded for the sake of it.
So he's provided about 8 different reasons for why he actually messaged her. Why would somebody keep consistently giving different reasons for why they message someone?
What are the 8 different reasons he's given? Because I've only heard like what 1 or 2, and both of them are like pretty similar reasons.
Sure, it's probably more like 3 or 4. I was being a little hyperbolic, but reason number 1 would be to just in case creeps or weirdos like QQ went and bothered this person. Oh, I was actually reaching out to them to stop them from being bothered by Ali Khan. Okay, no, I was actually messaging them because apparently they were still in Marcus's server and at risk. Okay, no, I was actually messaging them because I thought that Morale was going to DM them, so I had to get ahead of it. Or some shit, right? So it's like 4 different reasons, sorry.
Okay, for starters, only one of those is like an actual reason. What he said was, this is about the Morale thing, what he said was he was hoping Morale would DM her. Or something along those lines.
That's weird as
fuck. He will
fuck.
let him handle it discreetly. Is it weird? Yeah, but like that's completely different. That's not him.
But wait, besides that, right? He said that, but that was not his original reasoning for messaging her.
Yeah, his original reason, at least what he's told me, is that his original reason for it was because she was still in Marcus's server.
Yeah, but then in those DMs and to other people, he said he wanted to stop people like Ali Khan or QQ from bothering her. So we have 3 different reasons.
No,
why would
he used QQ as an example of someone who, like, I guess she doesn't like or is bothering her? I don't even know where the Ali Khan thing is coming from. So I don't know where that one's from.
So we'll merge
Ali. That's what he used QQ for.
Okay, so we'll merge Ali Khan and QQ into one reasoning, right? To be charitable, but then that leaves us with 3 reasons. Why would somebody switch their reason 3 times?
He didn't switch it 3 times.
Okay, do you agree that DMing someone to protect them from QQ and Ali Khan and messaging someone to see if Morale was going to message them so you could get ahead of it, right? And messaging them because you were worried because they were still
See, this is what I mean. I'm going to break it down for you. The QQ and Ali Khan point. He's not saying he's like the point he's making in that scenario is that he's trying to prevent, what's it called? Like people from like annoying her, I guess, sort of, or like dragging her into unnecessary drama because he's mentioned on multiple occasions he doesn't like how she's like being put in like the center of limelight or whatever in this big drama or whatever. That's what the point of those two is.
Okay, so
the point
one
of them
reason.
around thing is that that's not a reason.
How's that
It's
not a
still
reason?
yeah, it's one. No, it's one reason, but it's all wrapped up in this same one reason, which is he's I guess worried or whatever it is or whatever, and he thought he was gonna like help or whatever. It's all buried in that one reason. It's all one connected reason or whatever.
Okay. Just because the different reasons he gave exists within the same category of reasoning, it doesn't mean those reasons were not different, right? At first,
How are they different though if they're all the same, like same, they all have the same premise on them to prevent annoying people and weirdos from like bothering her and dragging her into the limelight or whatever.
Okay, if I was to like say, okay, what would be a good example of this? I actually sprayed your house with a fire hose because I thought your kitchen was gonna set on fire, and then later I told you, I actually sprayed your house with a fire hose because I thought the basement was gonna set on fire. Yeah, both reasons were to stop something from setting on fire, but you've now just your initial motivation has now just completely changed.
Okay, but the point is still
That's
the
an
same.
inconsistency.
The only difference.
Yeah, the point is the same, but that inconsistency is indicative of dishonesty.
The inconsistency isn't even that big of an inconsistency. All you can really say is, "Oh, I thought you said it was the kitchen," because realistically, could have been either one. Oh,
yeah,
well, I
but
didn't know which one.
why would you switch it? But why would you switch it?
I don't know. Maybe you're retarded and you don't remember what you said before. Maybe you're retarded and you thought it was a basement. I don't know why you would switch it.
Okay, it would be obviously because you're concealing something, right?
What are you concealing? What does he have to conceal?
I don't
here?
know. That's the question. That's the question. Why would a guy who's like been caught up in previous allegations and got ran out of bread tube risk messaging a 16-year-old privately in this context right after a drama where we've all spoken about why it's bad to have this 16-year-old around in servers? Why would he give two conflicting reasons for why he actually reached out and messaged them? And why would he only show the first part of his DMs to Parry and omit the secondary parts where he's trying to be all friendly with her, and also omit that he followed her on Twitter and was like, and actually was like retweeting some like inappropriate shit from her?
Okay. First point. What did you repeat them one point by point again? Because I want to address them like point by point. Repeat like what you just went down.
Sure.
Because I remember the Twitter part and I remember the Perry DM part, but I can't remember what you said before that.
Sure. Why would he, somebody who was run out of a community for previous allegations, and what you would assume he would be more hyper vigilant of this kind of stuff? Why would he risk messaging a 16-year-old and maintaining and establishing a conversation that would pave the way for regular communication, right? And what I mean by that is it wasn't just a DM like, hey, I didn't know if I should reach out to you, but just to let you know, please avoid these people. They don't have good intentions. And if you get into trouble with them, like go to your parents or the police, but please be careful. And then leave it at that. But he opened it so, hey, come to me discreetly, like putting himself as like in private as like the figure of authority that trust that the 16-year-old can go to with their issues with other people, right? Why would he ever risk that, especially after this drama just happened with Marcus?
He risked it because he risked it because he was worried. He said that on multiple occasions. He in his head he did not see anything wrong with it, and I guess he sort of did not realize how retarded it looks for him to put himself in the position of, I guess,
so I'd
watching over or whatever. But the point is, he was like worried, and that's his reason for doing it.
If he did
not like how they're like what?
If he didn't see the problem, or if he didn't see the, like reasonable concern from doing something like this to his image, why would he take the time to preemptively DM Parry the first part of their messages to be like, hey, I'm reaching out to her to keep her safe or something?
So that way, if it ever came out, whatever, people can't act like he like groomed her or whatever. Because it's like, oh look.
So because he knew that someone could misinterpret or look at what he's doing badly. So that establishes awareness over the potential view that others could have over this. Now, when he sends that to Parry, why does he omit the part of the DMs where he's like being all friendly to her and shit, like outside of the context of like her, her getting in trouble with others?
He sent the part he thought was the most important. That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, but that part shows that he's only interested in talking to them in the context of if adults are bothering them. But the DMs that he omitted show him attempting to either establish or entertain some sort of friendship.
I don't know. Well, yeah, you're saying what? That's what those other ones need to be sent for?
Well, if he's only showing the first part, Okay, why would he send the first part and not the second? He wants the reason he sends the
Because
first
he only
is because he wants it.
he assumes the first part is the only part that matters to show that, hey, this is why I'm like contacting her or whatever.
Well, no,
This is why, and I want you to know
he,
this.
he doesn't want any of his communication to look secretive, right? Or so he's portraying, right? So it's all above board. But if that was true, he would be sending the DMs in their entirety. He only sends the parts of the DMs that make him look like the concerned adult.
Yeah, because that's the part he thought mattered the most. I'm assuming.
Okay.
I'm assuming. I'm guessing.
Okay. I don't think I'm. He didn't
Hello? What?
not send them. He doctored them. What do you mean? Sorry, someone just shouted something. Okay. So what? I don't know if I'm even gonna be able to change your mind on this. You just like seem like you're gonna be like super charitable to this guy when like this is like all like you're just gonna.
Well, I'm being neutral about it because, like I said, you guys are like, oh, this guy's a sex pest. He's a sex pest. He's a problem. It's like you guys are fine with one sex pest. What's one more sex pest? It doesn't change much.
Wait, no, but Starbase is 30 messaging a 16-year-old. Okay, Morale's consensually messaging people who are within a age range that you would expect someone 21 years of age to be messaging.
And what happened? That we know of. First of all, that we know of.
Oh my! You can do this about anyone. Okay, you haven't messaged any minors that we know of. Like, no, obviously we're gonna work with the evidence in front of us, right? Unless you have any like evidence of that, you can't really like put that on the
evidence
table.
in front of me suggests this guy's a bigger sex pest than Starbase.
He engages in sexual communications of people like within a normal age range, right?
He's a sex pest.
Sure, I'll admit he's a sex pest, absolutely.
So then, why are we keeping him around, and why do you care so much about Starbase being a sex pest?
I don't think I ever used the term sex pest for Starbase.
No, you called him a pedophile, to be specific. That's what you implied, and that's what you called him. You didn't say sex
I don't know
pest,
if
actually.
I don't know if I ever outright said he's a pedophile.
You implied it. Yeah, you didn't outright say it. You heavily implied it.
Sure. So let me clarify on what I believe. After looking at his consistent changing of his reasoning, the fact that we had to pull teeth to get him to send the remainder of their communications, the fact that this occurred right after somebody else had been criticized for keeping this 16-year-old in their server, etc., shows me that there was something he was trying to conceal in regards to his reasoning for messaging the 16-year-old. If he's trying to conceal something, what could that possibly be? And as I look at my list of options, it doesn't look great. Right? The tactics that he was or the type of conversation he was having with the 16-year-old are tactics that like establish grooming, right? Just see, like, like establishing himself as like, yeah, you could communicate with me discreetly. I'm the one you can trust. I'm the adult you can trust.
I feel like that's uncharitable to like interpret it that way when it could very easily, and it's more than likely, at least in my eyes, that he was genuinely just trying to be a good guy and probably didn't, well, I guess, realize how retarded he looks because apparently like getting showed or whatever. But I don't think he's like some pedophile. No, I think to think that you would have to be choosing to be incredibly, what's it called? I'm not going to say that one because then people are going to make the joke. You would have to choose to be incredibly uncharitable. There we go.
It's not okay. It's not uncharitable to when the evidence amounts to like the most when like the alternate explanations that he made this mistake. Oh, here he was just naive. Here he was just, even though he saw the allegations, even though he saw the conversation with Marcus, etc. You would actually it would take far more steps to get there than it would to say he was trying to groom this person.
Not really. I think this is wrong. Well, actually, no, you're right. But just because the easiest road is there doesn't always mean it's the right road.
Yes, but all the evidence seems to support that very well could be the right road.
That's debatable, but that one's debatable. I wouldn't say all the evidence supports that. All the evidence supports him being too retarded.
Okay, you would just have to I don't know. This is just like.
Well, can you explain to me why we like keep the other sex pest around even though he's like a sex pest?
Because the other sex pest is engaging with people in like a normal age range of attraction, so I don't know why that would be a problem for me.
Yeah, But do you think being a sex pest is weird or anything like that, or bad, or are you saying it's
Sure,
good to be accepted?
I think it's strange.
So then why keep him around? He's a what is it? Race play, rape play, like freak.
Okay.
He's like
Wait,
attracted to like 17-year-olds and all that.
Yeah, at
What?
20,
What are you gonna say?
at 21, he's attracted to 17-year-olds. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with that.
I don't have a problem with it, but I'm saying, don't you think it's like
That's not a
this
reason
guy's
for me
a
to cut
freak.
someone
This
off.
guy's a freak.
Some guy being addicted. Yeah, there are a lot of freaks that I'm friends with. I don't even know if I'm
Okay.
friends with them, by the way. I'm like a lot of freaks I'm acquaintances with. Wait, hold on.
Okay.
Morale wants in.
He wants in.
Yeah, would you be willing to talk to him?
Sure, let him in. Hello?
Okay, so I admittedly I've not watched the streams. You're gonna have to catch me up a little bit. You think I'm like a pedophile groomer? Is this true?
I'd say you're more of a pedophile. If I had to pick between you and Starbase, and who I think is more likely to be a pedophile, I'd pick you. Yeah.
Okay, what about between me and you? Between us?
Me and us,
Yeah.
I'd pick you.
Yeah. Okay, so you like drawn little girls, and I
Mhm.
haven't DM'd anyone under the age of 17, and yet you think I'm a pedophile.
Yeah, I haven't DM'd
Why?
anyone under the age of I haven't DM'd anyone under the age of like 18. So
No, you admitted to having sex with a 16-year-old or trying to cop a feel.
that
so I'd
was-
assume you
that was a
have.
So you believe that? You
That
are
was
an
a joke.
idiot. You're
That
an
was a
idiot
joke.
and a moron, dude.
That was a joke.
Actual moron.
Okay, sure, but I guess I just don't understand if you're like attracted to like drawn images of little kids, how I could be the pedophile here, you know?
Because you're like targeting actual like minors.
When have I
No.
targeted a minor?
Or you just flat out admitted that you were like flirting or whatever, sexing like a 17-year-old. That's like an actual
When
minor.
did I? No, hold on, Aiden, really quick. When could you pull up the sex with the 17-year-old?
You want me to like get it now or whatever? I don't know if it was
because
sexting or flirting or
correct me if I'm
whatever.
wrong. I don't think I ever sexted a 17-year-old.
So then what was that whole drama about then?
It was one sexual joke over 3 weeks of conversations and like light flirting.
Okay,
there was no sexting.
Yeah, flirting. There was light flirting.
Flirting.
There was light flirting.
Yeah, okay. My apologies. And not sexting, flirting. The flirting implies an attraction.
Yeah,
I have
wait,
never
yeah,
shown
I was attracted to her.
attraction-
Yeah,
Yeah,
wait,
but
what's
I've
the
never shown
problem?
an attraction to any woman under the age of like 18. You've shown an attraction to someone who's a minor.
Wait,
By default, I would say that makes you more likely to be a pedophile.
Wait, Spinal, do you think an 18-year-old who's attracted to a 17-year-old is more likely to be a pedophile?
No.
But a 17-year-old's a minor.
Yeah, but it's like a 1-year difference.
Okay, this is a 3-year difference.
Mm-hmm.
So why is a 3-year difference predispose you to pedophilia? Or you're more likely to be a pedophile?
Because you're in different stages of life. You said so yourself, no?
Okay, but you do understand that a 17-year-old has like a lot of the same responsibilities as a 21-year-old, right? The only difference is like a 21-year-old could probably be
No,
in
that's
college or
retarded. That's
something.
completely retarded. No, they don't.
Okay, what do they not have in common? Like responsibility.
Bro, a
wise, at least in the United
17-year-old's like worried about like school and homework and shit. A 21-year-old's worried
A
about
17-year-old could have graduated school.
job.
A 17-year-old can have a driver's license. A 17-year-old can have a job. In some states, a 17-year-old can even be a manager of like a fast food place, right? They have an insane amount of responsibility that they're
Most
like.
17-year-olds aren't.
In many states, they're above the age of consent.
And well, yeah, that's because the age of consent is like 16 in most places. That's true. You got me there. That one's true.
The point being, they are in different stages of life. You're correct, but those stages of life don't differ to such an extent where like the range of attraction would be abnormal.
I'd argue that they do. Well, not. Yeah, I'd argue that they do.
Okay,
or at
and
least make it a bit
your
clearer.
argument is that I was DMing someone who is 17. Starbase is 30, DMing a 16-year-old. Is that not like infinitely worse?
He wasn't flirting with her.
He was trying to become a person of authority.
Yeah, he's retarded for that, but he wasn't flirting with her.
Okay, he was.
That could be what Starbase was doing could be marginally worse than flirting with a 17-year-old. You understand that, right?
How so?
You understand that the issue with adults talking to minors, especially trying to become like a person of authority, has a lot more harm because it could normalize child-adult relationships to a point where they wouldn't see an issue with talking to someone with that age gap, right?
How would it?
Good point.
How? What do you mean?
how would that normalize child-adult relationships if they don't have a problem with it?
Because he's
Because of a
clearly
30
stating he's
go
like
ahead.
an authority figure in it or whatever.
because he's demonstrating to her that it's okay to trust random adult men that meet you online. Do you not think that that's gonna like make her more at risk for being groomed?
Did you repeat that?
He's telling her, he's basically establishing to her that you can trust and be what is it, discreet, discreetly message and trust random 30-year-olds or adult men that reach out to you online. Do you not think that?
No, I think he's specifically saying you can trust him because he's a figure of the community.
A figure of
and
the
apparently they've
Wait,
like
what do you
spoken
mean?
in like YouTube chat or whatever before.
They've spoken a few times in YouTube chat, and he like remembered where she lived, which is also like weird that he remembers the specific detail about the location of some random YouTube chatter. But no, that's like not like a substantial.
Specific detail. He said it was like the Bay Area. That's
Yeah,
like a pretty big
yeah,
area,
his
man.
area. Yeah, but like his area.
Yeah. I feel like that would be that would make more sense as to why you remember that because it's like, oh hey, I live there too.
Why would he
Like,
remember that?
I was also DM'd saying you thought I was trying to groom a hater. Could you elaborate on that? If that's true
Me?
or not?
Oh, I didn't say I thought that. I'm saying that's what he like isn't because that what he said he like thought wanted you to like message her or whatever. That's what he said, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
He, like, yeah, I never said I thought you were like grooming her. He said he wanted you to like message her or whatever, and like then she would have like told him, and he would have handled it discreetly or whatever. I don't know how he
How
worded
do
it.
you think he would have
but, like,
handled that though?
I don't know, probably exposed it or whatever, like he tried to do
That's
now.
not discreetly. That's the
Yeah,
opposite
that's
of
why I
discreet.
said I don't really like know what he means by like discreetly because I think he admits it at
Wait.
some point. I don't know if it was like in my server or what, but he's like,
So you're slandering Dickers. Show one DM that Dickers sent to hater. Thanks.
go to Perry or someone.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I don't know what else there is to say, really. Aiden, if you have anything else, I'll probably leave.
Yeah,
after you.
I mean that's about it. I don't know if we're
Yeah,
really
right.
going anywhere here. All right.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go
I just
anywhere.
wanted to
Yeah.
ask you a question, a personal note, Spinal.
Me?
Yeah. The like,
What?
what is the game you play where it looks like the like anime girls are being tortured?
Kiwami?
Yeah. What?
I don't know.
Why do you like
What?
that game?
Because it's fun.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do you like
Oh,
Lolicon?
nobody's. Yeah, nobody answered my question though.
Are you sexually into Lolicon?
Yeah, I guess.
What is Lolicon?
Like what? Youngish looking girl, child like a parent or something like that. I don't know what the exact definition because everybody's got their own.
Do you think guys?
There is no like real definition, huh?
Do you think guys who are like super sexually attracted to like drawn depictions of men are probably more likely to be homosexual than like the average person?
We have this like argument already.
It's a yes or
and
no.
I said, well,
It's a yes or no answer. Just like regular looking
no,
men,
'cause it
not
needs a
femboys, not
specification.
femboys, regular looking
Regular
men,
man?
regular looking.
Yeah, I'd probably say if you're into like beefy men, yeah, that's probably like a sign of like homosexuality.
Okay, so would you say that like people
Or
who are
like
into drawn?
straight
Would
woman.
you say people who are sexually attracted to drawn depictions of children are more predisposed to being pedophiles?
No,
Why would the logic not follow?
because like I said, there's a distinction to be made even in the man question. Remember, you had to specify not femboys, like regular men.
yeah,
you
just-
had to make that specification because if it was femboys, no, I would say no to that question because at that
Because
point
they look like a
there
woman.
is no
I know.
attraction to
A guy
men.
that looks
Yeah.
like a guy. If a guy that looks like a
Yeah.
man. Okay, and if they're attracted
Yeah.
to if they're attracted to a drawing that looks like a child, are they more
Mhm.
predisposed to being a pedophile?
No,
Okay.
I'd say no.
All right. Well,
Wait, could you answer my question? I don't think you ever answered my question. Why do we keep him around?
why would he hasn't done anything that would? He hasn't done anything.
He's like a weird sex pest, man. Why don't we just kick him out? Why do we keep him
Who
around?
is we? Who is we?
We, this community, this little commentary community, you guys are all like fine with him. So I'm asking, why do we just keep him around? Why don't we just do something about this?
Because
This guy's a weird
because
sex pest.
because he hasn't done anything immoral enough to justify completely cutting him out.
He's like a weird sex pest. Okay, repeat what you just said.
He hasn't done anything immoral enough to justify cutting him out.
So then why am I always getting treated like shit?
Because it seems like you're into like drawn depictions of like children and you like hang out in like servers that like there's like weird stuff, allegations against.
And that's more immoral than him being a weird sex pest.
I don't know if it's okay. I don't think what you're personally into is more immoral, but I think that it indicates a risk of committing actions that could be more immoral. So the potential immorality in your case is enough where like somebody can say, okay, this person might be a liability.
So you're saying my potential immorality overweighs his actual immorality, and that I have a potential to be weird and do something bad, but he is actually going and been weird sex pest. But you'll keep the weird sex pest because even though my potential to be, I guess whatever the word was, my potential is higher, you'll keep the weird sex pest.
So wait, can I give you an example? Spinal, can I give you an example? Let's say like I have a friend that I know drives drunk, and I'm against it, right? It's bad to drive drunk. And I have another friend that has actively been entertaining the notion of shooting a bunch of children. Okay, he's been sketching plans. He's just been like sketching, shooting kids for fun, etc., etc. I'd be more likely to cut off the guy that's like sketching himself killing kids than like the guy that's driving drunk, because even though the guy that's driving drunk is like committing actual greater immorality, the guy who's like sketching, shooting kids, I think is a risk of committing is at a risk of committing immorality that would be much greater, and as a result, the risk would not be worth any benefit of keeping him around.
That's retarded. That's incredibly retarded, because you're getting on the guy for something he hasn't done yet, but then the guy who has done some shit, you're gonna sit there and just let it slide by because
I can preemptively cut him off if I think it's a genuine risk and there's little to no benefit.
I'd say that's retarded, because by that logic, it's like you should, if anything, cut both of them off. What happens when this guy is actively drunk driving in this scenario? What happens when he hits someone? You're gonna cut him off more than likely, right?
No, I'm gonna try to get him sober.
You're gonna try to get him sober after he's in jail.
After the first DUI, yeah, probably. Wait, hold on.
But you'll cut the other guy off immediately.
Hold on. One more person wants to call, and then I think we're gonna wrap it up. Yeah, I will probably cut the other guy off, the guy that's drawing himself killing kids. Hold on. One more person wants in.
Sure, I guess.
Hello. Hey, buddy. Wait, I just had like one question to ask you, Spinal. So you're like totally fine with like a random dude sending unsolicited dick pics to women, right? But you're not fine with Morale just like flirting with people. You think Morale is more of a sex pest for flirting with women than a guy who's just randomly sending his dick pic around to women without their consent?
Yeah, the guy has had like what, 2-3 different dramas that all revolve around like his sexual proclivities or whatever. Is like, yeah, probably
with consenting women, by the way, with consenting women. So
yeah, but the point still stands.
But Starbase, no, it doesn't stand, because Starbase, the whole reason why nobody wants Starbase around is because he's sending his dick pic unsolicited to people. That's the whole issue.
Done it again?
Who cares if he hasn't done it again? He did it once. What are you talking? Are you like retarded? What are you talking about?
I think it matters if he does it again, because if he hasn't does it again, if he hadn't done it again, then it's like, why does it?
Wait, you want us to wait for him to do it again?
So you wanted us to wait until he sent like Hater potentially his dick pic unsolicited. Do you understand how retarded that sounds?
No, I'm not saying. Okay, I'm not saying I want him to wait. What I'm saying is, okay, here's how I'll break it down for you. You're telling me, and everybody's like flipping out over this like guy. You're saying, oh, this guy's a sex pest. He sent unsolicited dick pics. In my eyes, they're both equal because they're both sex pests. So I don't get why we should keep. If you want to kick one out, kick them both.
One is infinitely more of a sex pest because he is sending his dick pic unsolicited to women. 100%.
To one person.
To one person. Why does it matter? One person's enough.
To one person compared to like what? 3-4 different dramas or whatever.
Yeah, there's a big difference. There's a big difference. All consensual.
There's not a big difference.
Yes. What?
You don't think there's excuse me? You don't think there's a big difference between consenting and not consenting?
I think when it comes to like the sex fest stuff, no, they're both big sex fests.
Dude, are you like retarded? Dude, you are like actually retarded. This is fucking insane.
How am I retarded for saying a sex fest is a sex fest?
Because there's a big difference between somebody who is sending their dick pic unconsensually and somebody who is consensually flirting.
This is like you arguing well, this rapist is better than the child rapist, and it's like, sure, you can make that argument, but at the end of the day, they're both rapists.
No, wait,
so they're both still
no,
bad.
because in the two examples you just gave, both involve people violating others without consent. In this case, one uses consent,
Okay,
the other
do I
doesn't.
have to break down why? Do I have to break down why I use those two examples? The whole point is that adding the child on top of it clearly makes people perceive it as much
Yes,
worse.
wait, no, but no, the difference is why that's not comparable is because in both of those two examples, both are committing a wrong against somebody else non-consensually. In these examples, right, one is consensual, the other isn't.
What? Repeat that.
In those examples, both of the two things you're comparing are committing a wrong against somebody non-consensually, right? In the example that in the example of morale versus star-based, we're talking about one example where there is consent and another where there is not.
Mm-hmm.
So
they're both still sex pests.
What is a sex pest?
What is a sex pest?
Yeah, what is it? You keep using that term. What is it?
What is it?
I'm asking you, what is a sex pest?
I'm asking you, what is a sex pest?
You don't ask a question. You don't respond to a question with a question. You're using the term. Surely you know what term you're using.
Well, in my eyes, it's just a guy who can't keep it in his pants. A fucking freak who's like constantly on some sort of like sexual power.
Wait, okay, so Starbase couldn't keep it in his pants. Morale asked for consent and then decided, okay, I'm not gonna keep it in my pants.
They're both sex pests.
Okay,
they're both sex
no.
Okay. What about a guy? What about a man whore that like takes women home every night and consensually fucks them, and then a guy that one time rapes a woman? Do you think like?
Well, one's a man whore and the other's a rapist.
Okay, do you not see that? But in this case, online, you're talking about digital sexual exchanges where one is consensual but very frequent. The other one is one-off but non-consensual. That's why it's comparable.
How is it so? Okay, wait. So how is what I said not comparable?
Because what you said, the two variables, like when you're saying comparing these two is like comparing a child rapist to a rapist. The two variables were both going in with the predetermination that both are bad because both lack consent. The variables you're comparing those two were not going in with that predetermination because one lacks consent, the other one has consent, right?
Yeah, but the point I'm making is that at the end of the day, they're both still bad. I think they're both still bad and they're both weird sex pesty freaks. So I think we should handle them both. If we want to handle one of them,
one is a weirdo. No, one is a weirdo for sure, and the other one is just like an actual like just disgusting person. I don't know.
That's me. They're both weirdo, disgusting people.
Okay.
They're both sex pests.
We're not changing.
Yeah.
So
wait. Okay, wait. Spinal. Okay. So if you think they should be both like kicked out of the community, right? Why do you keep him in your server? Why hasn't he been banned in your server? Just out of curiosity.
Why am I going to ban him? Why is morale still in our server?
Okay. Well, no. If you are coming with determination that no, Spinal.
He's going
Spinal.
Spinal. Give you my word. I will ban him. No questions asked.
No. This is no. You are actually deflecting. No, I know. You should ban him now. No, if your own morals are that Starbase and morale should both be banned, you should ban him from your server. 100%.
Why? Why should I ban him now when he's not banned from everywhere else? That guy's not banned from everywhere else. So why should I ban this guy?
Because you are saying both of them should be banned. If you had the option to ban both of them, you would. And now you have the option, and now you have the option to ban him from your server.
Yeah,
and you're not doing it.
You can enforce your own personal standards, even if other people are not adhering to them.
Yeah, but the whole problem I have is that other people aren't adhering to them because other people.
But these are obviously not your standards then. But these are obviously not your standards then. Then you obviously believe it's okay to have these people around.
They are my standards.
Because you.
Well, wait. You're saying, do I believe it's okay to have them around?
Because you're keeping Starbase around. So you think it's okay to keep Starbase around?
I'm keeping him around because I feel like nobody's giving him a fair shake, and everybody else is allowing another sex pest to roam free. So I don't see why I should have to ban this one.
Okay, but if you're setting a standard like it's bad to keep sex.
So let me ask you a question. If I ban him right now, will you do what I just asked?
No, because it's not my standard.
Then why should I ban him? My whole problem is that this is just something everybody's fine with.
You should have like personal standards regardless of what other people are doing. Right.
I have personal standards, and my personal standards are having people uphold to actual standards. I hate when people want to sit there and flip their shit over one specific
these are
case,
your standards.
Then be fine with another guy doing basically not almost the exact same thing, but being just as much of a fucking weirdo in the thinking spinal. No, you're not gonna shut me up.
No, I heard you out, man. I heard you out, man. Can I just say something? Okay. What if I have a personal standard just like you do. My personal standard
What's your personal
is that I will cut you off if your sexual interactions do not involve consent. That's my standard. So if I cut Starbased off and not Morale, I'm being consistent on that standard.
Your standard is shit.
My standard is shit that sexual exchanges are
standard is
wrong when
shit.
that your sexual exchanges are wrong when they cross the line and don't involve consent.
Your standard is shit. Yes, I think both of them should be banned. If you're gonna ban one of them and act like he's a total freak and a sex pest,
Why is the
you should ban both.
why is the standard I've just given you shit?
Because you should apply it. You should apply my. Okay, you want me to say that? You should apply the standard I'm using because in these scenario, both of these guys are fucking weird freaks, and I think if you want to ban one of them, you ban both of them.
Can we just be
There's
honest?
No reason to
Can we
keep
just be
banning
honest?
the
It
other.
sounds like you've taken on whatever standard you think is gonna like allow you to defend Starbase the most. Like this doesn't actually sound like a strong standard. You
Yeah,
know?
wait, Spinal, and then one
Strong
more thing
standard.
also. One more thing also. You basically kind of admit it. You're just taking the standard because of spite. Because immediately you start saying, "Well, why am I blacklisted from everyone else? Why am I blacklisted?" You're just doing this out of spite, dude. You're just mad that you're like a lolicon freak that nobody wants around because you're a lolicon freak. It's obvious why you're doing it.
Yeah.
I
Did
need to
I
get
ever
in here
deny
because
that?
he keeps comparing me to like the Starbase guy.
Anyways,
Did I ever- did I ever
what is your
deny that?
issue with me? What have I done that you find so morally reprehensible?
I just think you're a weird sex pest freak, and I don't really like you. So I
Okay,
guess that's
but
kind
I'm
of
a weird sex pest freak in private with consenting adults. Right?
Sure.
And then Starbased is a weird sex pest freak who will go into women's DMs and unprompted, without
Once.
asking, show them his penis.
Once.
What? No, he did this twice. He did this twice to the same girl in a
He
row.
did
He
this
sent a
twice
bulge
to the
picture
same
and then his
girl-
full
wait,
hog.
no, okay, so yeah, that's once. In a row means it happened at the same time. That's once.
Right. So there, you do understand that there's a fundamental difference between me and Starbased and how we conduct our behavior, right?
Sure, like I said, you can. It's the child rapist argument.
No, it's no,
So
it's
what?
It's a child rapist argument. You can make the argument that one is worse, but at the end of the day, they're both still bad, I'd say, and both are probably weird.
One of them
freaks.
involves consent, and
The other
you
one
know
doesn't.
a like what? I'm sorry, I'm missing your point, exact. I'm so sorry. One of them involves consent, as in the other party is enthusiastically consenting to the interactions that we're having, and then one of them doesn't. Right? These are drastically different in terms of like the right and the wrong here. Right?
Sure, but that doesn't change the fact that you're both probably weird, sex pesty freaks.
Okay.
I don't
mean,
get what's so hard to get there.
Dude.
I don't know if this is really going anywhere.
Yeah, I listen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, all right. Bye.
But all right, thanks for calling in.
Yeah,
Spine. All right, I just need to take a moment to do a call out of a chatter who's very duplicitous, depending on whoever's chat he or she is in. I suspect this person is a woman, albeit I'm not quite sure. Isu, you are being called out. Okay? You're like a little fucking chameleon. Whose ever chat you're in, you change your stance, you change your appearance based on the common sentiment of the chat. When you're in Spinal's chat, all of a sudden it's let's hype Spinal up, guys. When you're in my chat, all of a sudden you're all fucking nice and shit. You're a total chameleon with no real takes or standards on anything. You don't believe in anything. You're literally you are literally just as bad as the fucking cancer RFC chatters. It's like you're the worst chatter. By far. And that, like, out of everyone who chats, out of all the regular chatters on a tier list, you are the worst. You shouldn't be allowed to chat. Sorry. Mad? Yeah, I am mad. I am mad. I'm angry even. In fact, I'm quite enraged would be the word. Problem? Issue? Contention? Grievance? Concern? Quarrel? Okay. Now, yo, we are $20 away from gold. Thank you guys so much for the fucking support. Holy shit.
They're literally
Do you
throwing
know
each
the
other under
gist
the.
of what it is? Because I'm like falling asleep here.
Any volunteers?
Okay. Listen. I'm
Oh, Kick is a transcript? I never use Kick. I like never use Kick. Oh, it's Rumble. Sorry, it's Rumble.
wants to get to the truth.
I just want to bully this guy. Like, greed and grandiose.
That was like
Okay, who
dubiously
sent it and who
solicited.
received it?
Wait, who received it? Who sent
Here
it?
it is.
Should we talk about it before we?
We found it. 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 So these are the initial allegations against Paragon.
Actually, no. So
Oh,
the
true, probably not.
yeah.
No, yeah, tell me.
Dude, I should know what's
Cherry
going
sounds
on
like
here.
she's fucking tucked in right now, dude. Cherry sounds like she's in bed, just tucked in, just behind fucking everything. Like, I don't know, dude. What's going on?
Well, let me see here.
Just somebody tell me what's happening.
Thank you for the $2, Cats a Flock in. Send Isu to the gaming otter. Okay, Isu deserves a lot of things, but not that.
Racism or
Wait.
incest involved?
The blondie girl left the Discord apparently. I don't even know.
The
Listen,
retarded one?
I need. Yeah, but I need actual. I can litigate this on stream. I don't mind. Okay, I can be here for a while.
What is happening?
Okay, hold on.
Bro,
Okay, so Destiny was also here when this went down.
Cherry's the first one to sleep at a sleepover. She literally woke up.
That's like every day at 7 in the morning, okay?
No
Are we
more
all on
schizo
this?
chat because people can't just be a little bit normal. So
We're losing
Kidding.
purposes every day, bro.
Was that like the one thing encouraging it?
How you supposed?
Didn't know if I had made you angry, but we already cleared
No,
that up.
yeah, no. So I did reach out to Paragon after after I found out about the extenuating circumstances, and I was like, look, if I had known that you had been having a conversation for a week after this, and
Here
that
it
like
is. Right here.
Mumu, I just choose to fly you out to me for a weekend with your own hotel room.
Oh my god, it's him! It's him! It's him! Wait, dude, this is so good. So that's Starbased. Hold on.
So Jacob's.
And by the way, the funniest part about all this is Starbase later acts like, because he's a narcissist and can't admit he got owned, he admits like, yeah, I knew you guys would find out. That's why I was using my old name when donating or whatever. As if like he didn't delete the image of the parrot when he presented his full DMs with Hater so that he could obscure the fact that he was Paragon. Yeah, good one, buddy.
Leaking leaked DMs. Jacob.
I'm assuming the dick is below this image, right? I'm not that jealous of a person, but I'm surprised I'm a bit for you. If you want me to compete with a no-life Discord loser that is all day for you, like a Mumu, I just choose to fly you out to me for a weekend with your own hotel room like you deserve. So is this the dick pic? Is like this penis under the is it cropped out his penis? Wait, dude, this is so bad. Wait, dude, no shot.
And a Mumu again, starting the Discord drama by leaking DMs that were leaked to them. Very shocking. Very shocking. Jacob says, "This you. I'm not that jealous of a person, but I'm surprised I'm a bit for you. If you want me as to compete with a no-life Discord loser that has all day for you like a Mumu, I just choose to fly you out to me for a weekend with your own hotel room like you deserve."
Yeah, I'm not like one of those Discord losers. I'm like a real life guy with like money and status.
This is some cringe. I'm sorry, Paragon.
Yo, did he like get that line from Steven?
That's sorry. This cringe Destiny copying was my problem. Yes.
Yeah.
I read a Mumu's cringe DM as well. Whatever. So that.
You think Zoe? Okay, so the person he sent it to is called Zoe. We make fucking jokes on the internet, and retards like you are out here working on crafting the cheapest, the creepiest, most incel DMs possible. Any person in this chat that sends dick pics to my girl needs to be scared, by the way. Do not be fucking disgusting like this guy. Okay, so this is my understanding. There's a person called Zoe, okay? And this DM right here is Starbased talking about a Mumu, saying like, I can be better than your boyfriend and fly you out. And he sends a picture of him in the bathroom, allegedly, with the cropped out part being his fucking dick. Holy shit, this is so bad, dude. This is so fucked. We get it. I'm processing this. I'm not rereading this for you. I'm processing this.
So Jacob's leaking leaked DM.
Zoe, got it. Zoe, my bad. Zoe. Isn't that from the fucking yellow one in Sesame Street?
Jacob and a Mumu again starting the Discord drama by leaking DMs that were leaked to them. Very shocking. Very shocking. Jacob.
Dude, whose name's Zoe?
Says, "This you. I'm not that jealous of a person, but I'm surprised I'm a bit for you. If you want me as to compete with a no-life Discord loser that has all day for you like a Mumu, I just choose to fly you out to me for a weekend with your own hotel room like you deserve." This is some cringe. I'm sorry, Paragon.
Yo,
Dude, he sounds like it's like he read Elliot Rodgers. I'm a supreme gentleman with wealth and status, and I can treat you better than those other guys, yet you reject me, you whore. Dude, this is so sad.
Did he like get that line from Steven?
You know, the worst part about Starbase too he's not that bad looking of a guy. His personality is just so fucking insufferable that he's like literally just like confined to doing shit like this on Discord to Riz, and it doesn't work, obviously.
That's sorry, his cringe Destiny copying was my problem. Yes,
Yeah.
read a Mumu's cringe DM as well. Whatever. So that all happened. This is Zoe. This is the girl who leaked the DMs. LOL. No, at moderator. I don't know if you want to hang around in here after this, but he did send me an unsolicited cockpic right after things blew up. Only
He looks like, but he does not look like. He looks like a kind of with the blonde hair and blue eyes and beard. Sure, but he's like fit and like he has like a proportionate face and not greasy hair. He looks fine. Okay, he looks fine.
and to have done this, by the way. If this guy sends a pipe bomb to my house, it's Jacob's fault. Dude, you guys are actually so fucking cringe. Oh, sorry, I'm reading this.
Yeah, I'm autistic. My frame of reference for everything is like small commentary drama. This guy has a beard and blonde hair and blue eyes. That's kind of like Bo Blacks. Dude, you're autistic. Nobody else looks at the world this way.
Top to bottom, not bottom to top. It's bottom to top, 6:54 p.m. You can't be calling them...
J-Stock only made 21 in super chats this stream. Rough. Speaking of this stream, we are $8 away from goal, ladies and gentlemen. 8 away.
You can't be calling them unsocialized while having sent me an unsolicited cockpic. Is he trying to flame me now? This guy sends blah 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 about Jacob, and then he says again, she says again at moderators and says she got an unsolicited dick pic, which is correct. She did. They were like kind of flirting. She was like, oh, it's kind of cute, and he basically was like, oh, I'm feeling really close to you. Here's how we could feel closer, and then boom, dick pic. Okay, not a cool move, dude. But sometimes, you know, you're playing Mr. Girl's Gambit. Sometimes, you know, you're 80% sure she wants it. You send the dick pic, and then she continues to talk to you after that. I don't know. Okay, we're in a gray area then. I don't want to keep killing people in here. Just log off and think of what you did. If only I could kill them.
So then, does Paragon ever call in through this stream? Oh, dude, this is rough. Can I tell you?
I am gonna have to think about what punishment should go with that, because that is incredibly cringe of you to do. If that guy's picture wasn't public and you all leaked it under this or about this, that's really fucked up. Actually, he's posted this pic. Okay, less fucked up then. Thank you.
Yeah.
Less fucked up.
But also, J-Stock identifies as an incel, so I have to take his coverage with a grain of salt.
Okay.
$10 from Knoxvox. Hi, Smile. You helped us hit goal. Thank you so much. You should make a note of what his excuses are. That's a great idea, Green. I'm going to note his excuses.
And then this is the 25th, so this is today, this afternoon, this evening. That has just gone by. Can I tell you a secret? What's up? It's a fun secret.
Is it in this VOD where he calls in? I'm not gonna have time to watch all 6 VODs today. This is like seems like it's several hours.
Secret question mark.
$6.99 from Will. Thank you so much, buddy.
Sorry, I'm tripping over my words. No worries.
Very generous.
Okay, so I did genuinely hit up the blonde girl. She added me on Insta, and I said I was cute. I feel it's kind of weird if I know how her entire body looks, but I'm completely anonymous, like I'm peeping or something. So after we initially flirted, it seemed natural to send it. Hard to say it's unsolicited. When she sent back some too, but isn't including it in her leaks. Oh, Jesus, is a Bible. But anyways, I just want to say before telling you this that I think Steven is a good person. Why are you bringing Destiny up?
I don't think that I think Steven is a good I don't know. I just want to say before telling you this that I think Steven is a good person. It really left a bad taste in my mouth when Steven started pitting people against Lav. She and I were talking for a while when she first started coming onto Jizz's stream. She did really want to turn a new leaf here. I didn't believe her at first. She was misgendering Zonia and... Okay. What was the context of him talking about this? Because I would venture to guess if it's our guy, and it obviously is our guy, he would be bringing this up while being confronted about sending a dick pic unsolicited. He would just like start talking about someone else doing something wrong.
Sorry, this is odd. This is just odd. It really left a bad taste in my mouth when Steven started pitting people against Lav. She and I were talking for a while when she first... Guys, stop DMing the women who are in the server. Please, just talk to
Honestly,
me in
you
public.
guys, a lot of no, don't even talk to him in public. You guys need like 3 months off.
I don't even...
Stop talking to women.
She and I were talking for a while when she first started
All the
coming
guys are
onto...
in timeout. This fucking...
Shocked that there's anybody...
By the way, I'm free this week. It'd be nice to listen to your voice while you tell me about your day. Do you want to hear me screech about how evil Lav is? Depends if you want me thinking of Lav or thinking of you. You're fine. Your dick is big. Congrats. I know. Thank you. But I didn't send it for you to tell me that. Good night, my... Wait, so is she entertaining? Am I missing context here? Is she entertaining? Like, this, like, engagement?
Thing for Amumu and fighting on behalf of him. I just need everybody to do better.
Oh, well...
Like, she seems flirtatious back with him after he sent a dick pic.
Let me see here. Oh, well, apparently...
Is this it? Is this the full allegation that drove him out of the community? They said there was a second one. It seems like he non-consensually sent a picture of his dick, and then, like, in the aftermath, she didn't really care. Right? She ends up, why is this the big deal? Like, what? He doesn't even call in here, does he?
You have some money, right?
Yeah, I know girls that have been. Tell me why.
Alright, this isn't the. I need to just like. I'm like so out of it, bro. I just need to timestamp these VODs. I just need to fucking time.
Well, it's not like you have to take 7 days.
She's a colorful history of being a degen herself. This just seems like a fuck ton of lore. Hold on.
Days off from fucking.
You don't have
every
to
time
take
your
them
dick
off. It's
might
called
lose.
super spread.
It does seem like something he could have easily defended. You know what? We had a good segment on the police stuff and his star-based persona. I'm probably gonna need to timestamp the VODs, and I'll do a segment of the Paragon persona tomorrow. I'll timestamp everything tonight. Should have had your clippers comb the VOD. My clipper got driven out of the server because people wanted to pull some weird gay op. My main clipper. Alright, I'm probably gonna have to, I'm totally out of it. I'm probably gonna have to just, like, make timestamps. Who is left? My clippers left are my main guys, Ali Khan, Wendy Fox, Ellie. Okay, these people are great. They're single-handedly upholding the community. Aiden, if you ever step foot within Wisconsin, you'll end up on a milk carton. Damn, hits goal, immediately dips. No, I said I was going to be live for about 4 hours. We're at 3 hours and 50 minutes. The spinal shit was more unplanned and went way longer than I thought it would. Oh yeah, Puddle Sucker. Lots of names. Lots of names here, folks. $3 from Willie M. Great stream. You're the top guy now. Thank you so much, man. This wasn't one of my better ones because I'm fucking tired of shit, but I knew I had to go live. Max Strecker Films, you're too busy clipping Queeman. Well, yeah, that's fucking easy because you just, like, to get 5 clips, you just go to the only parts of the stream where he's talking. It shouldn't be too hard. I understand. I don't take it personally. Trust me. Alright. Am I ending? Yeah, I'm probably ending, dude. Do you see me? Do you see my eyes? Do you see my eyes, dude? I'm fucked, bro. I'm totally fucked. I'm raped. Why are you blaming Dust Bunny leaving on a gay op? He's literally just fragile, needy, insecure. I don't know what I'm saying, bro. My PR statement about Dust Bunny wasn't, like, very well constructed. My bad. You look this tired always? Stream tomorrow? Yeah, there will be a stream tomorrow. Dude, the ringworm alligator. Listen, dude, it's going away. It's covered, bro. It's covered. The ringworm is going away, but I'm taking safety precautions. He's not gonna sleep after this? Probably not for a little bit. Alright, I'll timestamp all this and we'll figure it out. Aiden, you should be icing your face daily. I used to, but I don't have an ice maker. Maybe decided to care for his kids. True. Alright, take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.